when these feelings run high.
All right, what's up?
What up? Second podcast of the year.
Second one. Whoo, streak.
We're back.
It's a big year.
Big year. 2 podcasts, 1 year. Woo.
Setting records this year.
Right at the fucking end of the year.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Needed a break.
Needed
a break. The team needed a break from each other.
I can tell we're hungry now.
Yeah.
Got the fire in the belly. Just
Yeah.
When I walked in, you guys were going. I wasn't sure what to expect when I walked in.
there was no time to say hello. It was
No.
just wires, cables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's
quite the operation. We started off with we bought a couple mics. And then next thing you know, we got GoPros and cameras and
Yeah.
bought new mics, boom stands, made some boom stands. It's been quite the ordeal.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't gotten a rollover on stuff yet though. Like some of our equipment's starting to fade. So we need to roll over on some cables.
We'll get there. We'll reinvest. We'll
Yeah,
put the investment back in.
Yeah. We're at the biggest hurdle right now. Yeah.
Anyways, Quinn Amyotte here in studio.
Big guest tonight.
What's up?
The vlog master.
The vlog master. I was gonna vlog this. I need to do it at some point.
Yeah, you big vlog guy. I'm not in the loop with the vlogs.
Yeah, I do. I post a vlog pretty much every week.
Is it pretty popular? You get some traction?
Yeah, it does all right. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you
I enjoy
making
it.
money from it?
No, absolutely not.
No?
It seems like everyone says they want to do a vlog, but then it turns into way more work than you.
Yeah.
You notice that? Yeah.
Yeah, but I like it. I like that part of it. It gives me something to do.
Yeah.
We're doing something sick, so I feel like it's pretty easy to just whip out your phone. I only do it on my phone. And
Yeah.
then just do it on my laptop. It's pretty easy to do, and I don't know, we're doing something sick, so I just whip out the phone, videotape whatever I'm doing, and then toss it in the vlog.
Yeah, that's cool. If that's what your personality is, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I know I hate Instagram. I hate
Yeah.
all of it. It's that's the hardest thing even with the podcast too. Is man, I hate social media. I don't want to deal with it, but you kind of have to.
Yeah. If you want to do it right, you gotta put the time into it.
Yeah.
And, do you have somebody helping you out at all with that, or it's just you?
I just do it all myself.
Dang.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of editing too?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty low edit. It's pretty raw.
But people like that too, though.
Yeah.
They like to see the real experience,
Yeah.
not some filtered down version.
No, there's no music. It's just whatever I'm doing, just raw.
Can't
which I
fake
like.
it.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like you said, social media is a huge part of racing now.
Yeah.
You can't just not have a social media and be doing good. It's weird, but that's how it goes now.
Yeah.
How much do you feel like you prioritize your social media?
I'd say quite a bit. I don't know. I try to post quite a bit. I think it's a pretty big deal. I think it's helped me a lot within my racing and get my name out there and stuff. So I think it's a pretty beneficial thing to do.
Do you feel like it's a bit of a burden some days where it's you're trying to keep up on your social media and it's pulling away from what you're trying to do with racing, or vice versa? It's you get too invested in racing, but then you're falling back on some of your obligations with the social media front?
I wouldn't say so. I think I got a pretty good balance with it. I mean, we train a lot and stuff, but you have 12 hours in a day, 8 hours in a day. You got plenty of time to mess around on your phone for a couple hours. So
you're or is it more just fun for you?
Yeah,
it's easy.
I find it fun.
You just
yeah.
you get a bit of a high from posting something, people laughing.
Yeah, it's not a hard thing for me.
Yeah. And you're a pretty charismatic dude, so it's
I try.
it's probably not hard for you to be in front of the camera.
No, it doesn't bother me. And I mean, my family friggin' there's cameras around all the time.
Oh,
My
yeah.
family, so it's a pretty natural thing for me. And whenever I do it, it's to the point now where when I start vlogging or something like that, people aren't oh, what are you doing? They're oh, okay, he's doing his vlog. They understand it now, which makes it a little easier.
Feels more natural.
Yeah, exactly. It's not bring it out. They're well, I got a camera in my face, man.
We got an Instagram influencer over here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I bring it out. Every time I bring it out, someone's oh, Quang's vlog, and I'm yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
How many episodes do you have?
Well, I did it. I've done it for a few years now, and then when I went down to Florida this year, that's when I really started doing it weekly. And I think I'm at 34 now from Florida. So this year I had 34 vlogs.
Damn,
That's
nice.
pretty much once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pretty much posted a week. When I was in Florida, it was every single week, and then throughout the summer, it was pretty much just every round. I would do the week leading into the round, and then the race, and then the next week leading into the round.
I mean, that's kind of cool though, because I remember when I would always do like you have to do like the sponsor race recap on your Instagram. It seems like way more of like an authentic way to I don't know, give people an overview of what's been going on rather than just putting like some Instagram posts with like a couple sentences, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they get to see like everything I'm doing, and then like I don't know, for sponsors and stuff, like I'm wearing whatever I'm wearing throughout the vlog and stuff,
Yeah.
and then I'm like going to the race and I'm whatever, like underneath the tent with the team and stuff, and like I'm showing all the bikes, like showing what's going on. Like I think it looks like it has a good look for the team and everything.
It's
Yeah,
a
for
little,
sure.
yeah, a little more intimate too. You
Yeah.
know, like people can build a connection with you.
Yeah.
And
And I feel like I'm the only one in Canada that's like really doing it. So I think a lot of people are watching it like just for that reason, like just because like no one else is really doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can't think of anyone else doing it.
Yeah. So like if someone wants to see like what's going on in like the Canadian Nationals, like it's a handy way to get in there. And I don't like just do it on myself. Like anyone I'm around, I'm like kind of doing like vlogging like what they're doing too. Like
Yeah,
who I'm hanging out with and stuff. It's not just all like it's usually me videotaping. It's not like people videotaping me.
yeah.
Well, it's tough to follow any Canadian moto stuff because it's just
Yeah.
not out there.
No,
So
exactly. Yeah.
Anything you put out there for us,
Yeah.
we're gonna go watch.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Yeah, it helps out a lot. And like this, and then like Galdi's and News podcast, like it's like people are watching it because like that's just the only thing that you can really watch.
Yeah, like if you want to watch, you have to like buy the subscription to Ride TV. You kind of just seek it out rather than like you're not like seeing it in your face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I have fun with it. I like it a lot.
what's your favorite episode? Do you have one?
My favorite vlog episode?
Yeah, one that you're just so stoked on.
The Supercross ones are pretty sweet. I had like a really good time with the Renslin boys in Florida. So like I had a
Yeah.
lot of fun with them. So like making vlogs because they're like they loved the vlogs. So like
yeah.
anytime I was riding or anything, they're filming me, like making vlogs for me. So like that made it easy.
Yeah.
And then like going to Supercross is obviously sick. So like I think that helped. That was probably my favorite ones. And then there's a few from this summer that were pretty sweet. Like going out east and stuff was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, the race vlogs are the best vlogs, I think.
Did you get any karaoke footage in there with the
We didn't do
Renslins?
any karaoke, man. I was kind of
There was
upset.
no
No karaoke. I was kind of
Oh.
upset. They talked a big game. never
Yeah.
never had it.
I've always heard about the famous
Yeah.
Renslin karaoke.
I know. No, they have a Dreamland. They have like a party each year, and it's this weekend. And I like was gonna go to it, but we were racing Calgary. this
Oh,
weekend.
dude,
yeah.
that sucks.
I know. I was upset, and that's a big karaoke night. Apparently, big karaoke night.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. They have it all set up though. Like it's, I think their name's called like Sex Terrestrials or something like that. That's it, like
The band?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's their band's name. Yeah, it's something crazy. It's so funny. Yeah, they're characters. So any of the vlogs with them were pretty funny. They kind of helped. They helped me like make it funny, I guess,
Yeah.
make
yeah.
it entertaining. And I do a lot of it for my dad. My dad loves them. Like he isn't on social media, obviously. Like Ricky. Like
Yeah.
and like all he knows how to do is go on YouTube and search my name up and watch my vlogs. And like I realized that I like don't get any views on my vlogs. It's just him watching them 1,000 times. Like
That's hilarious.
like anytime you walk into our garage, my vlogs are playing. And like every Wednesday, like that's when I post my vlogs on Wednesdays. Every Wednesday he goes, "Where are my vlogs?" And like text me like freaking out. He's like, "Why haven't you posted a vlog yet?" And I'm like, "It's coming, it's coming, it's coming."
That's so funny.
That's a big reason why I keep doing them because Ricky loves it. So
I feel like Ricky needs his own show or
he needs
something.
something. He needs something.
Your whole family needs a show, man. I know that was like,
It's almost happened a couple times.
yeah, kind of in the works,
Yeah,
but
it's almost happened. Yeah, it could happen for sure. We're an interesting crew, that's for sure.
you know, like all the times I've spent out east and the opportunities I've had to come to your place and you know, spend time with your family, it's crazy like how you guys are just all like best friends.
Yeah.
It seems like your whole family, you're all
Yeah.
just like best friends and you're really connected and there's like this like are most of you still living at home?
Yeah, we all are. Other than my one brother Jake, he lives on his own. But yeah, everyone else is still at home, which technically like I'm never home. But like yeah, I'm
So-
still living there.
So you know what like what's funny is like probably a lot of people might frown on that. Be like,
Yeah.
oh, like why are they all
Yeah.
still but like when you're there, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
guys are all just so close and connected and like yeah, like you bring up your dad and it's apparent that he's like your biggest fan.
Yeah.
But he's like every single one of his kids is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're all his biggest fans. Me and like the boys were talking the other day, and we were talking about like COVID or whatever, like during COVID, and like my house during COVID, like just my family being together during COVID was like such a party. Like just the four of us living together was just a riot, and it was hilarious. Like everyone's sitting at home bored, like we're just in our garage like partying because it's just us or like all friends, like we're all fun. So it was a good time. Yeah, we're definitely best friends. Like Bennett still being my mechanic and stuff. Like it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Well, even that year that we had, what was it? 2020 was the COVID year.
Yeah.
Where we raced.
Yeah.
Out east.
Yeah.
And I think we swung out there to your place with the Carlson trailer.
Yeah, maybe.
Or no, we were parked at Wardy's house, but
Yeah.
we were hanging out a ton.
Yeah.
It was like your guys' house was the
Yeah.
it was the place to be.
Yeah, it always
for that
is.
race season.
Yeah, it always is, man. And like I have so many places to ride near my house, so like it makes it so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Wardy's place is sick. And then Raglan. Did you ever go out to Raglan?
Yeah, I've been there a few
Yeah,
times.
it's pretty sweet. Do you ever get out there or anything?
No, never been over
No,
there.
no. Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Was your last year 19?
20. Well,
2020.
kind of. Yeah.
Because I remember racing you in 19. That was my first year. And I remember racing
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. 20. Yeah, I raced you when you were intermediate in 2018 too.
Yeah,
On the East Coast at least.
yeah.
Yeah. 19. I raced Calgary, and that was it.
Okay.
I KO'd myself in the first turn.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and then we raced. Yeah, we raced a little bit in 20. I was hurt the whole time. It was a waste of time.
Hey,
honestly.
you fucked up your thumb, right?
Yeah, my thumb was fucked. I smashed my head a few times, but yeah. That's all I remember. I remember battling it out with you at Gopher in 2018 though.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck this intermediate kid. Jesus.
that's my favorite place, man. I love I love the sand. And that's probably just like your opposite of favorite.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, just hard pass.
Actually,
all the way
no,
through.
I was good in Gopher in 2020 though.
Yeah. You figured it out.
Yeah, well, I did. So I crashed in the first turn, first moto, came back to 11th. Second moto, I was in like 7th, and then who was it? What's that Sky Racing kid's name? Richard Taylor rolls the finish, right? Like locks up the brakes on the face. I was already committed. Go off the right hand side and just like fucking die
Of the big jump.
off the big finish. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. That's a scary jump to
Well, it was
go off the side.
because you're locked into a rut from like
Yeah.
20 feet up to it, right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, in 18, I remember my first national, like as an intermediate, was Sandalee, and I went. I don't even know what it was because we raced Sandalee before Gopher for some reason that year.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Sandy was the first round
Yeah.
on the East.
And I went like 30 DNF or something like that because I got a flat tire. Then at Gopher, I went like 17, 16 or something like
Yeah.
that. Like just went way better at Gopher.
Yeah.
The place your jam. It shows too, man.
Love it, man.
What was it? Not this past year, but the year before.
Yeah, I didn't even race it this year.
Right. That dude, that freaking epic battle he had with Marco.
Yeah.
That was so sick.
Yeah.
I remember watching that on TV and just being stoked.
Dude,
Yeah.
we went at it for the whole 30 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
I think because I had like a bad start and he was just like chilling in third. And then I caught up to him within like the first like 5 minutes. And then the rest of the moto was just going at it. It was pretty sick. That was like one of my favorite like motos that I've had. I remember I like props him after the moto. I was like, that was like a sick moto. And I like got fourth. And then someone came up to me or something like that and was like upset that I like was pumped about it. And I was like, screw that, man. Like that was a sick battle. Like that was gnarly. Like we just went
Yeah.
at it or whatever. And I was pumped on it. And it was like one of my better finishes at that time. So I was stoked on it. But
Well, yeah, you rode so good, and you're nipping at the heels of
yeah.
probably a spot you wanted to be
Yeah,
at.
yeah, exactly.
At the
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, I thought it was sweet. It was a sick race. And then Moto 2, I got like I weeded myself first lap. I like got taken out and then I came from like dead last to like I think 5th, and I was like catching up to Marco and I wanted it so badly, but
Yeah.
ran out of time.
What's like going on with him? Do you know?
I have no idea.
No?
He's kind of just
No
falling
idea.
off the map.
Yeah.
Just
I
MIA.
think he's just working. Like he's just living life.
Working.
He's on the
and
Yeah.
farm or what?
No, I think he's like a painter or something like that.
His dad's a painter.
So yeah, I think he's just
He's
working.
painting.
I heard he was like collecting raw milk or something.
Are you serious?
I swear someone told me that.
That's
Collecting raw milk.
Well, like he's on the farm getting raw milk. That's
That's-
what I heard.
That's his mom. His mom's all about the holistic nutrition. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
no,
all
I
that
think they
stuff.
have a cow for raw milk.
Well, they
Or
got
someone
also,
told
they
me
got they got. I think they got goats, chickens, cows.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
They're living off the land.
Yeah.
They're a gnarly family. I remember someone telling me that their entire family did like like one of those Goggin challenges. That's like 45
Oh,
45 on, 45 off or whatever.
Was it 48 hours, 4 hour? I can't remember what it is. Yeah.
4 miles every 4 hours or something.
4
like
miles
that.
every 4
Yeah,
hours. That's
yeah.
what it is. Yeah.
And like their entire family did it together.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is
I
gnarly.
can see it. Well, Marco's dad's gnarly.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. They're gnarly. And
Didn't
then-
you do something like that? Or you?
Yeah.
I saw that over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like.
Yeah,
I was
did
like,
that
what's
at
this
Dreamland.
retard doing?
I did. I ran a mile. It was over a mile. I did a mile every hour for 24 hours.
That's even pretty impressive. That's
It was
not bad.
gnarly. It was like, it doesn't seem gnarly because you're like, oh, it's only a mile.
So
Like,
how long does it take to do a mile?
it was like I was going just over a mile, so it was like 10 minutes.
So 10 minutes, you got 50 minutes rest.
Yeah.
Ish. By the time you wind down, you got like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You got to get ready to go.
But it's almost worse because like once it started happening, at the start it was like we started at midnight and then that's when we started running. So like at first it was just like you're tired 'cause
Yeah.
it's like in the morning, and then once like the sun came up, it got a little easier. But then once you started getting sore, like you do your run, then you get like limbered up, and then by the time you go for your next run, you're like tight and sore
Yeah.
again, and then you don't get limbered up until after that run. And then
Yeah.
it was terrible.
Yeah. Have you ever done like a long run?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
the longest I was trying to like work my way up to a marathon. I think the farthest I got is like 36K, but like if you stop at all past like 20K,
Yeah.
you're like you're gonna have a hard time getting going
Yeah,
again.
exactly. And that was like the hardest part. Like Luke is like a gnarly dude and he didn't finish it. Like
Yeah.
I was struggling, but I got through it. We the three of us, me, Luke, and Cody, were gonna do it together, and we ran our first mile. We like went back into the shop and we were all like laying down to like take a nap. Cody gets up and he's like, you know what, boys? I'm out. Ran the first mile and went back to bed. He's like, I'm a father. I'm going back to bed.
That's hilarious.
Luke could not believe it. It was so funny, but yeah, he pieced out.
That's
was pretty
so.
funny.
How long did Luke make it?
He made it. I think I don't know the exact number, but he made it around till like, I want to say like 7 o'clock, like the next day. So like he made it pretty far, and then I had to do like the last four hours by myself
Oh,
in the dark. It was pretty gnarly. I was fighting some demons. It was pretty gnarly.
no kidding.
Yeah.
So wait, you started at night and
I
then
s-
finished that
I
night.
started at midnight and ended at midnight.
Holy
Yeah.
smokes!
Yeah,
That's
it was
gnarly.
It was gnarly. Yeah,
How roached were you after that?
pretty written off, man. And then I like took a shower, went to bed, woke up in the morning, and like stretched and whatever. Like I stretched, I did like a cycle, like kind of span my legs out a little bit, and then like the walk from I was living in my van all winter, so like the walk from my van to the gym was terrible. And then I like did a spin or whatever. Then like the next day, I was good to go. Like rode the next day.
Really?
nice.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, like it was crazy. Couldn't
No,
believe it.
no ice baths or anything.
No, I run cold showers like every day,
Yeah.
but they didn't have an ice bath there. But yeah, no, I would have liked an ice bath
Yeah.
for sure.
It honestly makes such a
It
difference.
makes a huge difference.
Oh my
yeah.
god! Like it goes from like not being able to walk
Yeah.
to like just a little bit of a limp
Yeah.
the next day.
I had like an ice bath, like just a deep freezer set up at my house, and I would just like plug it in and just like go sit in it for 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty gnarly. Not 10 minutes, it was like 5 minutes. Were
Yeah.
pretty gnarly.
I have just one of those little like the little fold up ones. It's like a little like you just like
The
blow-
new recover.
New recover. Yeah.
Yeah, I got
have
one
one
of
of those.
those too.
It's the thing outside right now. It's a block of ice.
Oh.
Well, it's probably good now, but like on the weekend when it was like -10, I was like I had my hammer. I was trying to like break the ice apart to get in there. It was just a block
Oh,
of
really?
ice. Couldn't even get in it.
Dude, I've been going in mine every morning, and
Do you have one too?
Yeah, I got one too. I've been going in mine every morning, but I put salt in it so it didn't freeze.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I did that too.
Oh yeah,
Because mine was like a freezer, so I just like kept it plugged in.
yeah,
And then like yeah, if you ran salt
Yeah.
and stuff, it wouldn't melt or wouldn't freeze.
yeah. It just stay like slushy on
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of like mine.
Why didn't I think of that? What kind of guy am I?
I didn't think of it myself.
Oh, dude, you got a big booty
Oh,
coming
man.
out right now.
I need to-
That's it. You got like a mustache. booty.
mustache Mickey. Yeah. I had an ice bath and I did it for like the longest time. I did it for like a year straight in the ice bath. And then I like went to Florida last winter and I came home and it was just gone. Like my family just threw it out. So I was like, sick, thanks. So I just like, but every day I take a cold shower like every single day. So I haven't technically stopped it, but it's not the same.
Not the same.
Not
So,
the same.
so with your 1 mile every hour for 24 hours, what's the next in line, or what is the next gnarliest thing that you've done compared to that? Like that's pretty gnarly especially for a guy that's like trying to moto every day and stick to a regimen, and then you throw that in the mix.
Well, at the time, I I broke my wrist at Daytona Supercross this year, and then I couldn't ride for like 3 weeks. So it was during then that I did it because I was like, oh, I want to do something gnarly. I can't ride. And then I like rode the following week after that. But yeah, other than that, I think that's like the gnarliest thing I've really done. I do a lot of like gnarly stuff, like with troll training and stuff. I did a lot of gnarly rows. I've done like 15K sprints on like rowing machines and stuff. But like for straight up like gnarly kind of stuff, I think that was kind of like the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're clearly not a guy that's afraid to push through discomfort. What would you say makes like what the first thing that comes to mind? What makes you uncomfortable?
What makes me uncomfortable?
Yeah. Anything that you want to touch on, I guess.
That's a tough question. Snakes. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck snakes, man. I'm not a fan of snakes.
They scare me so much. No, I don't know, man. I anything like training wise or like self wise, I'm pretty like I read a lot of like I don't know. I never know how to like name the books that I read. They're like David Goggin books and stuff. Like I don't know how to like
Just self-improvement.
yeah, self-improvement books,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Like I read a lot of those.
You
kind
don't
of
want to
books.
call them self-help books because that's
Yeah,
like that's
exactly.
a pretty wide net.
Yeah, and I'm not. Yeah, exactly. So like those kind of books. So like anything like training wise or like mentally wise, like I'm pretty up for the challenge to like give it a try. Like not much scares me in like that aspect. I'll give anything a try. Like I don't know if I can necessarily do it, but I'll fucking try the best that I can at it.
So like when you're getting into the depths of that and you're like, let's say like if we're going to compare the 1 mile per hour for 24 hours or even just like a race scenario, where does your mind go when you get to that point where you're just like, you're over it, you're tired, you're beat, you want to quit? And like, what's getting you through it? Are you a kind of guy that's like, oh, like you're trying to convince yourself that it's fun, or you're convinced yourself like, I'm not a pussy, or like where do you go?
Yeah, I call myself a bitch. Every time I start getting tired, I was like, "You're a bitch, man. Like you're not tired. Like this is easy." And then I just push through it. I don't know, like a lot. Like this summer, I found myself going back to that 24-hour run a lot. Like getting tired in a moto, I'd be like, "Oh man, you ran for 24 hours. You're fine. Like you can do anything." And like I think that's like that was the main thing of doing that 24-hour run. Like it wasn't like, oh, I can run for this long. It was like the mental challenge of it and like the mental battle I went through, like that got me through a lot of races this summer. And like especially like racing with my finger, like I tried to like not talk about it as much, like about how much pain I was going through, but like it was gnarly. Like I could not hold on to my dirt bike, and that like got me through a lot of it. Like was just like shit like that. So I always like try to look back on like physical battles I've gone through and like mental battles I've gone through, and like I'm good at like being in the moment when I start getting tired and stuff and like think about that stuff, and it pushes me through a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like one of the main takeaways from pretty much anyone that's raced moto, right? Because you're doing 30 plus 2 and go for dunes when it's 35 degrees out.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get over that hurdle, you realize that you can like there's nothing that you can do way more shit than your brain will let you.
Big
like
time.
you can do so much more. Like your body will go so far.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
your mind is basically your limit.
Absolutely. I remember reading this thing like so long ago. I don't even know where I heard it, but it's like I think it was in the David Goggins book. And your brain, when your body's at 40%, that's when your brain tells you to tap out.
Yeah.
Like your brain's like, we're done here.
What's his quote in that book? Is it most people quit at 40%?
Yeah, I think he calls it like the 40% rule.
Yeah.
And your body's at like 40% when your brain's telling you like, hey, like that's enough.
Yeah.
So like you got a lot more way to go when your brain's telling you to stop. Like you can keep going.
Yeah.
So, and I like, it sounds sketchy, but I like put a backpack on. Have you seen videos like that Raglan place I ride in?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
gnarly sand.
Yeah.
I take a backpack out there full of gas, like with a gas can and waters, and go do 35-minute motos, like 2 35-minute motos every day by myself, and just like go as hard as I can.
Yeah.
Like it sounds squirrely, but like I do it.
Yeah.
So like when I go to regular or go to Gopher and shit, like it's like this is easy. Like
This thing is wide.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, this isn't in between two trees and
Yeah.
sketchy shit, and like maybe a quad's coming up the hill. Like there might be a side by side
Yeah,
on the other
that's
side of the hill.
sketchy.
Yeah, it is sketchy. I like go like super early in the morning, so like it's usually okay. But sometimes there's some warriors out there. We call them regular warriors. It's sketchy, man.
It sounds like that's our Tata Creek.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
Tata Creek is like the sickest soundtrack, especially after a rain. But yeah, same thing. There's side by sides out there. There's guys going across trail.
Yeah.
It's sketchy.
Yeah,
Most
dude.
of the time when someone rolls in, when I'm like mid moto, they just like stop and watch
Yeah.
for a bit. Like they like see like because my track that I have like most of it's in the trees, and then it kind of dips down into the pit a little bit. But like when I dip down into the pit, they kind of like keep their space, which is
Yeah,
nice.
and the sound kind of echoes probably, so they're aware of you.
Yeah, it's not as sketchy as you'd think, but it's pretty squirrely when you get a couple guys out there. The track I have like crosses itself.
Oh, yeah, that
So-
yeah.
So like when
That's
I'm
a little dicey.
yeah, so when I'm motoing by myself, it's like it's fine. But then when I get a couple of guys out there, it's like
You're just like you're like pinned up to it, looking both
yeah,
ways.
absolutely. Yeah, I always tell them I'm like when you come out of this corner, like it's up to you to look.
Yeah.
The guy coming up the hill isn't looking,
Yeah.
so you look. Yeah, it's an interesting place, but yeah, I don't know. I can't necessarily say one thing that kind of gets me to those places. Yeah, it's just a accumulation of it all, I guess.
One thing I'm kind of curious about. So like, it's no secret that your family just loves to have a good time, but you're the grinder in the family, and I want to know where that comes from. Where did this?
I don't know, man.
Did people just like ridicule you as like an amateur, and that just like fired you up, or is it like somebody in your family, or like where like these genetics like they're deep down? Where did this expression come from?
I don't know, man. Like when I got out of high school, I've always been pretty good at dirt bikes, but I was always just kind of like chubby and rode dirt bikes and like I was a good amateur. Like I was never like Tanner Ward or Austin Watling or whatever. Like those were the guys when I was growing up. And I was always just like right behind them, but I just never really cared. I was like, whatever, like we're racing dirt bikes. Like this is fun. My whole family raced. And then I got out of high school and then my family kind of got out of moto. And Bennett started helping me out a lot with racing. And I got sponsored by this gym, like this CrossFit gym. And I worked on a dairy farm since I was like 12 years old. So I would go to the gym, like go to the CrossFit gym in the morning, go to the dairy farm, go home, eat, go to bed, go to the CrossFit gym, go to the farm. And like I did that for like 2 years straight. And then, yeah, I don't know. It just, then after that, I was like, I got like addicted to like feeling that way and like feeling good and just like not feeling shitty. Like when you're partying and stuff, like how my family probably always feels like, like I just can't do it. And like during the summers and stuff when I'm racing, like there's parties at my house every night. Like it's always like you've been there and I'm just like, I just have no desire to do it. Like I just love like, I don't know. I really don't know what it was, but I think just like doing that every single day just like got me like addicted to the feeling of it. And then like reading like David Goggin books and stuff. And then it's just like imprinted in my brain. Like it just, I don't think it'll ever go away now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think there's like one certain thing that did it to me.
Which is crazy because like being surrounded by it so much, you'd think
Yeah.
you'd be influenced, and you're just like, no.
I think that like helped too though. Like, I don't know, like none of my family are like idiots when they're partying. Like they're all like good, but like I just like didn't want to be that, I guess. I don't know. And like Bennett's like Larry thing, like it was just like I always just wanted to be kind of like the opposite of that, I guess. Like
Yeah.
didn't want to be the party guy, like didn't want to just go down the same kind of route or whatever.
Carve
So,
your own path.
yeah, exactly. And I figured like if Bennett was helping me with moto and stuff, like if I was gonna do it, I was gonna go like all in and like do it. And then I like did it and I had like a good year in 2019. And then after that I was like, well, like it seems like it's working. So
Keep
just
going.
kept doing it. Yeah.
What-
Yeah.
What's the age gap between you and your brother?
I think 5 years.
So you were still kind of pretty young as
Yeah.
he was starting to get into that
Yeah,
scene. So
yeah,
do you
yeah.
think that kind of helped keep you away from it? Was you're kind of young enough to see instead of getting sucked into it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, like because of my family, like I started like having fun at a younger age than like most people. So, and I think that was part of it too. Like I don't feel like I missed out on anything. Like a lot of like moto kids are like, oh, like I missed out on partying because I was always at the races. Like I never got to party. Like I don't have that feeling at all. Like I feel like that. So like that helped a lot. Like seeing him partying and like going with him every once in a while, like going to the parties and stuff. And I was just over it. Like I don't know. Like not saying I was a massive party animal, but like I seen it and I just like, I don't know, doesn't entice me anymore really.
You learned how to party. You knew how to party.
Yeah. I guess
You got your dose.
I got my dose into it, and then then I took it seriously. Which I guess like that's kind of why I didn't like start right away like most amateurs did, like Tanner and stuff, and like Marco. They just like walked right into the pro ranks and just like were the guys, and I had to kind of like figure my shit out and then get into there. Like I wasn't just like stepped right into there like those guys did, because I feel like they didn't have any of that. They just like were like pretty much professionals when they were amateurs.
And I think that burns a lot of people out too, right?
Exactly,
but like you kind of like, it's not like it's forced on you. It's kind of like you're choosing to go down this path rather than like your parents breeding you into this. Not to say that's what their parents did, but
no, but 100%. Yeah. And like my dad's always like, as long as I tried, he didn't care. Like,
it's all about effort.
Yeah. And like my dad, not saying my dad gave up or anything at all. Like he's always been there for me, but like Bennett started taking care of me. And when he started doing that, I was like, okay, like this isn't just like daddy taking care of me. Like my brother's helping me out. And that was like a big thing, I feel like.
It's interesting that you touch on that about like Tanner and Watling kind of walking into it, racing. And it's funny because like for Western guys like us, we have a totally different view on that, where it's like, because we're kind of in a way alienated just because all the teams are out east, and we have a slightly different view on that. But it's interesting because you're a guy that's out there in the east working your ass off. You're kind of like a bubble guy, just under the radar a little bit in that sense, where, you know, it's like you want to be where those guys are at, but you're kind of having to work for it. But it's quite interesting that it, like, I'm having a tough time like articulating where I'm going.
No, I know exactly what you're saying. It's like,
but yeah, it's like, it's just that, I don't know. Fuck.
Well, it's like, it kind of like, it always felt like on the West Coast, we're kind of on the outside of everything. Even though like when I was in intermediate, I was getting like 11s, 12s and stuff. It was kind of like, oh, like no one was, it wasn't like you were part of this. I don't even, you got
like
me all fucked up.
No West Coast kids just walked on the team.
No, exactly.
And like when we were growing up, like I remember like seeing in a magazine, and like an MXP magazine, it was like they called them the dynamic trio or something like that. It was like Tanner.
Oh, I've seen that.
It was like Tanner, Marco, and Austin, and I was just like the fourth place guy that never got mentioned.
You're just kind of on the outside of
and
of the hype, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And they just like walked onto it, and I don't know. I remember like this year, like straight up beating Tanner at the start of the year, like on the 250s. I've like said this to his face, but like that was like pretty big for me. Like, I've never beat Tanner. Like my entire career, like I've just never beat Tanner. And then like this year, I like beat him at West and stuff, and before I cut my finger off, and that was like, it was like a big moment. I was like, shit, like I beat Tanner. Like sweet. Like,
well, I guess that's maybe where I was like trying to go with that. Is it's like it's added fuel to the fire, and especially where it's like, you want to be there so bad, and maybe some of those kids take it for granted that they just walked in. Or I shouldn't say that. They didn't walk into their positions. Like all those kids work hard. They're all badass kids racing.
They're all
Tanner.
But regardless of the sport, and I have no idea how these guys got their rides or anything like that, but just regardless of sport, there's always political things at play. Who's your dad and stuff like this, right? At least in all sports I knew. Who's got,
who's got connections?
Are you actively, going down to whether it's that dealership or Gopher or somewhere, right? So that makes a big difference. So if you were kind of on those outskirts there a little bit, even as you guys say in the hot zone, you're still kind of just far enough removed that maybe it was an easier pick for those guys.
Yeah.
I feel like you're just like, I think the word you're looking for, Keelan, you're like a bit of an underdog.
Yeah, with the East Coast kids that are like, for you guys, seems like a way easier pick. And like, I don't know, like T, I remember like getting on the team the first year with T, and T like, it's not, he like wasn't a fan of me, but like he like knew about my whole amateur career. Like I feel like you guys like, cause like AMO, like everything's in the East Coast, so like
Yeah.
you guys obviously see what's going on, and I feel like that's like what he saw. He like saw like me racing and stuff, and like he was probably the same level as me. Like I remember when he came to Walton one year, me and him in 18, me and him battled all year or all week in intermediate, and then pro day. Me and him were like the top intermediate guys, and like we battled in intermediate.
Was that the year he won a moto?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
mud moto or
yeah,
something?
yeah.
Oh, okay. I
And
didn't know
then-
you were intermediate that year.
Yeah.
18 year intermediate. Yeah.
18.
Oh,
and then so yeah, like I've never raced him, whatever, and I've never even heard of him before until Walton, and then we're battling or whatever. But he knew all about my racing and stuff.
Yeah, you know nothing about the West Coast kids,
Yeah.
right? Because like
Yeah.
even like the West Can used to be actually way bigger than it is now.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
no one really gives a shit about West Can anymore.
Is it starting to make a comeback?
Did they even do it this year?
Seems like
Is,
it.
they're doing
They
a
did.
Kamloops now. Is that what
Yeah,
they're
They
doing?
did it this
Yeah.
year. Last year, last year was bigger than this year, I think. I believe. I'm not too sure. Actually, no, I think the numbers might have been bigger this year.
Hmm.
I think it was just like, I think the track was just really sick last year, because it was like they had like problems with it not raining for like 3 weeks before the West Can this year.
Yeah.
So I think that was like a big problem. But last year it rained like the entire week, so the track, like that track can just take it.
Yeah. I think just in my head, it seemed to be like way more of a big deal. Probably because I was racing it, but
Yeah.
it was like, oh, the
It
West
was.
Can is in Raymond, and then Walton, and there's Walton,
Yeah.
Walton and Raymond.
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah.
are the two big events for amateurs. But now it's like it was in Revy for a year, and then now it's in Kamloops. Like it's hard to
Yeah.
keep track
Well,
of.
it lost its touch.
It used to have guys with, I don't know, a name for amateurs.
Well, you used
showing
to
up.
have like Dean Wilson, right? Like
Brady Sharon, you know, like
Fasciotti.
Fasciotti, these different names would come up. I remember even, I'm spacing on the name now, but there was a KTM kid coming up from the States to race the damn thing for a couple years in our
Oh.
age group.
Yeah, who was that?
Well, you'd even see dudes from the east
Yeah,
swing out
a
too.
Yeah.
couple,
Like,
yeah,
not many,
but
y-
probably as many guys from the west that go east. Like it's only a handful of guys every year, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was
Well,
like,
it seems to be more and more guys are going east, because the
well,
West.
now it's
yeah.
the only
They're-
thing that
yeah.
matters. Like
And Walton, I feel like Walton's just like always been Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walton is Walton.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's like the Lorettos of Canada, but
Definitely.
it's on the East Coast.
Well, has the ECAN always had its presence that it has?
The ECAN, like Walton.
No.
Like
the,
Deschambault, isn't it?
Deschambault.
It only started really having a presence when I was in like Super Mini.
Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
ever hearing about an ECAN.
Yeah,
when
I
was
remember-
in-
I think one of my first years I was in Super Mini racing it, and then before that I never really like heard of it, or like it was never really a thing.
Oh, really?
And then after that it was like a thing. Like every year we'd go to Deschambault, and then we'd go to Walton.
Dude, yeah, it's gnarly.
Yeah,
The ECAN's
Yeah.
insane.
yeah, it is crazy, man. The French moto community,
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
They love moto. It's sick. It's like one of my favorite rounds to go to.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the pro day at Deschambault is
It's
gnarly.
wild.
Gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like it's the most like American feeling. Dude, this year at Deschambault, we finished I don't know, it's hard to explain. We like finished along the fence line where all the fans are, and then we exited the fence, and you know like where the stage and stuff is, and
Yeah.
like all the fans are there. We
Yeah.
had to ride through the fans after the race.
Yeah.
Like right through the fans, like you're after a 30-minute moto just dying, and like
Yeah, just wanting to get back.
putting through the fans, like trying to not be like a dick either, like
Yeah.
just like putting your way through. Like it was so gnarly, and there were so many fans, like it was crazy.
That's so fun. There's like yeah, when you're riding through fans, and then there's like the Americans, how they rev their bikes
Yeah.
to get fans out of the way, and then there's like a Canadian rev where it's like a
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I like wanted to rev my bike, and I was like,
what up?
I was like, don't do that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Boom.
I think we have a national at Raymond this year. You just mentioned Raymond. I think we have a national there.
No,
Is that
Next
for
year.
real? Is that for real?
I think
are
so,
you
man.
fake newsing us right
No,
now?
that's what
You're
I'm
telling me I have to come out of retirement right now. I was going to bring that up. Like, how sick would a national at Raymond
When
be?
was the last national there?
Like 2001?
2000 Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're racing there.
Yeah.
That would be so sick.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
from Raymond right there. I got a
guy.
bronze boot
Yeah.
from Raymond too.
Dude, I was looking at that
2006.
trophy. That trophy's.
Yeah, I got a bronze boot from Raymond too, somewhere around here. But yeah, dude, that's sick.
Yeah,
That's gonna
I
be
hope
epic.
it happens, because I like every time I'm out here, I've never ridden, but every time I'm out here, everyone talks about Raymond.
It's
Yeah.
epic, especially
It's
well.
it's not like a spectacular place to go, but
But it's just
as
like-
far
It's
as gnarly tracks around here with the variety and old. It's sick.
It's cool
yeah.
because they have like like the top part of the track's got like a bit of a pretty hard base, but it's got like a little silty, you got like berms and stuff, and then like the sand, then like there's the bottom part where it's pretty sandy and there's a big uphill roller section. Man, it's gonna be sick.
Well,
Holy-
depends
dude,
what way they go with the track.
Yeah,
you
who
never
knows?
know. They could change it halfway through the day
Yeah,
at that
because
place.
I don't think we're racing Kamloops anymore either. And Kamloops is one of my favorite.
Kamloops is good.
Kamloops is
Raymond's
so
probably the
sick.
next best thing to
Yeah.
Kamloops.
'Cause,
Kamloops-
yeah, I heard Kamloops is having issues with
I think they
the
might-
Indian band.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like-
heard that years ago though too, and but then they were back. So I don't
I
know.
heard something about them like moving just closer to Kamloops, so like they're out of that.
I've heard that rumor for
Yeah.
like 5-6
Oh,
years.
really?
Yeah, but
Okay.
maybe it is happening. I don't know.
I don't know. I've heard like a lot of it going down this year.
That's deadly. If they're gonna have I might have to race.
Coming back out.
Is it gonna be Calgary and Raymond?
I think so.
Oh,
I
my
can't see us.
God.
I
Have
can't
they
see us
released the
not going to
schedule?
Calgary.
No,
already?
no,
Oh,
definitely.
okay.
That's not
This is
coming
just
till like
something-
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
March. I was
yeah,
just gonna say, what's-
we don't even know.
so
like,
this is
Raymond-
just hearsay for now.
Yeah,
so-
but like
usually
I
the-
think it's pretty. I think
rumors
it's a
have
pretty
some
legit.
kind of truth to them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
like-
if they're actually trying for that, that's sweet.
Yeah, I
I'm
got it
stoked on
from
that.
a pretty like valuable source.
That's
Who-
awesome.
Who runs that Raymond track now?
Is
do
it
you
still
know?
Jerry?
Well, if it's, that's what I'm wondering. If it's Jerry,
Is he still?
then,
Is he still alive?
Oh,
The Over the Bars Club.
Over the
his
Bars
Keith.
Club.
Okay.
That's a sick name. For a
I'm
club.
terrible with names, man. But
Have
No.
you? Maybe you already said this, but have you lined up for many American nationals?
Sorry, this is gonna be a nightmare. Just one AMA national,
Okay.
outdoor national.
Yeah. Where was that?
Budds Creek.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it was sick.
That's a sweet track to go to.
Yeah.
Dude, it is gnarly.
Yeah.
I did not realize how gnarly that track is. Like, it's huge. Those hills are violently steep.
Yeah,
Really?
I heard they're
Yeah.
wicked steep.
Yeah.
Like, you watch it on TV,
Yeah.
and
It has just
people
does
come
no
back
justice.
there and they say, "Don't even watch it. It's a waste of time to
Yeah.
watch it. You have to
Dude,
go."
seriously,
Yeah.
like Brock Henry, like Henry Hill.
Yeah.
How he launched to the bottom of that
Yeah.
is
Nuts.
I don't even know how to explain it. Like my first time like going over that hill, I was first practice and I was the first one on the track. Like I got like the whole shot in practice and I was like the first one leading around the track and I like came over that hill with some speed and like got air and I got so scared. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna die. And like you've ridden nationals, like they're so deep in the morning.
Oh
So,
my
like,
god,
I got
it's
air.
insane.
Oh, you've ridden AMAs?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's gnarly. So like I got air and I was like, I'm gonna die.
You're gonna land in a
and
puddle of
cartwheel.
soup, yeah.
a cartwheel. I was so worried. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, it was gnarly. I didn't even make it. My bike like failed in practice or first qualifier, which is like usually when you get your fast lap in.
Yeah.
And then I sent it in the second one and I was like the first guy to not qualify out of the second qualifier. Went into the LCQ, got like a dead last start, made my way to fourth in like 2 laps, and then I like was gonna pass for like the lead and just waited myself.
That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did at Hangtown.
Yeah, like was plenty fast enough, and then I watched the motos and it pissed me off so much
Oh, it's
those
so annoying.
those kids can just send a lap, but they're like don't have endurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like you're watching the motos and like the top guys are obviously gnarly. Like the top 20 is really gnarly, and then they're just chilling in the 250 class at least.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
the young kids are just like chilling in the back, like doing laps.
So obviously there's no time for it in the weekend, but would you like to see qualifier races come back instead of hot lap?
I would like that
qualifying?
too.
yeah,
I
don't
feel like
know.
I'm a better racer than
Oh, same.
qualifier.
I suck at qualifying.
Obviously more things can happen and go wrong in
Yeah.
a race, but
Yeah, I think the way they have it is cool. Like how like the LCQ is a race.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's definitely
yeah, like it's good. You get it because like I left there being like, well, I raced.
Yeah,
like it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
like I just was riding the track. Like, but I was definitely still pissed. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the 1 lap qualifiers like that's not going anywhere.
no.
Yeah,
What's the best you've qualified in Canada?
I think third.
Really?
At Gopher. I
Gopher's your jam.
last year at Gopher, man.
Is that another one where the
well-
first lap you got to go because that's it?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Last year at Gopher, I like got my first podium at Walton, which is like I'm not a hard pack guy, so like I was
That's
pretty
sweet, yeah.
pretty stoked on it. And then I like came into Gopher just like pumped and like just sent it. And I remember like passing Piccolo on my hot lap, like he was doing a hot lap, and I passed him, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
That always gives you a little
Yeah.
boost. Yeah,
And
that
then-
gives you a boost.
And then I like got third, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" It was like I don't know who the front two were, but then like Piccolo was like fourth or something like that. And I remember he was like, his mechanic had his bike like in the third spot, and like Bennett rolled up, and Bennett's like, get back. Like we're in third.
he didn't clue in, like.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but like we like rolled up, and like the mechanic I don't know who his mechanic was at the time, but like didn't even look at Bennett, because like he was probably just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, whatever." Bennett's
Buddy,
just like,
no.
oh no, we're there.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shit, that actually, man, that happened to me at Edmonton this year, because I didn't really race nationals last year, and then I think I qualified okay at Edmonton, and some guys like kind of like telling me to get the hell out of the way. I was like, nah, dude.
Out of here. That's so funny.
That is a good feeling.
It is. It totally is. Yeah. No, that was funny. Man, I wish I raced Gopher this year. I was so upset about that. That was like the hardest thing about this year. Like any other round, I would have been like, oh, sucks to miss, but like Gopher was like tough to
Yeah.
watch. And I like went there and I like did the broadcast.
Yeah.
So I was like watching it and I was like,
Remember that?
like just so pissed.
Yeah, these guys suck.
Oh, dude, they don't. But like, fuck, I just.
Do you
yeah,
try
it was
to position yourself out there when you're watching it? Like, oh, I would have been in this spot, or
Yeah,
It's hard not to.
It,
Yeah,
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 it's hard. It's
yeah.
hard not to. But like, I remember watching. Like, it wasn't even that they weren't going fast, but everyone crashed that
Yeah.
weekend. And like, I'm pretty good at like staying up in sand, like, because I just ride it every single day.
Yeah.
But that's what pissed me off more. Like, because they were going fast. Like Natsuki was shredding in Moto 1,
Yeah.
and that was the only thing. Was like, if I just stayed up and rode how I ride, like I would have podiumed. Like,
Yeah.
if I
Yeah.
stayed up, like, not just straight up speed, but like I think every single one of them but Natsuki crashed at Gopher
Really?
this year. Yeah, everyone crashed. And then Harrison was winning Moto 2 and completely wadded himself after like the big finish. He just like completely cartwheeled out in the lead.
Jeez.
That wasn't on TV, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it
I
was?
remember watching it. Like I was like talking, and it was so hard for me to not swear. Like,
Yeah.
like I was like, I want to just be like, holy fuck, but I was just like, oh my god, like, like it was gnarly. And then his wife ran out onto the track to grab him.
Yeah, I
And it
remember
was
that.
like all on TV, and Goldie's like, oh, I don't know
Wow.
about that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
How is your finger anyway? I remember I
good.
was walking down to the start, and I saw you walking up, and you had like this like fucking blood everywhere. I'm like, oh shit.
It was so gnarly when it happened, man. It's good. Like it looks fine. Like it looks
Yeah, it
pretty
looks
normal.
Yeah,
But, like,
Sam,
it-
you're missing
Yeah.
a tip, just like
yeah. You missing a tip?
I'm missing a tip from a shear at work.
Really?
Yeah.
Happens, man. You gotta
Yeah.
be careful with those tips.
Did it go in the front wheel, or what
I
happened?
think it was my brake disc. It was last lap. I was just like chilling. Like I had a big gap to fit. Like I was in fourth, had a big gap. And we were like the 110. The 110 is the one that like goes into the back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Yeah, like
tunnel.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah.
basically right in front of the start.
Yes. Yeah. So like we were like doubling those two little singles before it. And I just landed and tucked the front end. And I like went over the bars. And I think my finger just got caught in my brake disc. It had to have been a brake disc because it was like such a clean cut. And it,
Front
like,
brake disc?
yeah.
Yeah.
And it like cut right through my glove. I got up, like finished half a lap, and then I was like going around a corner, and my finger started burning, and like instantly for some reason my brain was just like, my finger got cut off, like
Yeah.
instantly.
And that's like because there's so many nerve endings in your
Yeah.
fingers. Like that is the most amount of pain I've ever been in when I did that.
Yeah,
Because it's like, man, it's like you go into shock.
it's crazy. Yeah. And then I like got air off like the next jump and like looked down and like my glove was cut off and I was like, oh shit. And I like landed and there was a bunch of ruts and I literally just like let go of my bike going down the hill and then just like ran to the ambulance.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck? I just ran to the ambulance.
yeah.
I remember like sitting in my trailer and reading tweets, and they're like, "Quinn Amyotte's running."
And like I remember like coming back to the track and like people were like, oh, like he cut his hand off. Like,
Oh shit.
He's always got left his
yeah,
elbow.
yeah, like they thought I cut like all my fingers off and it was like just the tip. Like it was
Just a tip.
and like now it's kind of funny, but like at the time, like when you're looking down at your hand and like it's gone and there's like no nail, like
Yeah.
it's like fuck, like this is gnarly.
Man, even just
And-
ripping your nail off would
Yeah. And my
Yeah,
glove
yeah,
was
yeah.
still like intact. So like it ripped the top of my glove, but the bottom of it was still intact. So like my finger was just like chilling in the tip of my glove because I wear my gloves like super,
I
get-
super tight. So it was just chilling in there and I like ripped my glove off and like was just looking at it. I was like, fuck. And then someone like took my helmet and gloves and shit. And I like, because when I got back to the ambulance, there was no one there because Wyatt Kerr got like really hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like sitting at the ambulance and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then so someone took my shit, and then I got back into the ambulance, and he's like, oh, like, where's the finger? And I was like, oh, it's in my glove. It's in my glove. And so Benna had to like go chase. It was like my buddy Baden. So Benna had to like go chase him and like grab the glove off him. And he's like, why do you need that? And it's like, his finger's in there. It's like,
His head.
His meter's in there.
Yeah.
So were they able to use that finger then and put?
Yeah, so they
Yeah.
sewed it back on, and it like, that's why like it looks half normal, because
Yeah.
it was cut off more than this,
Yeah.
but they sewed it back on, and it like grew back a little bit for like a couple weeks, and then it died. Like
That's
I
so-
started racing, which is probably the best idea for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get some
yeah,
sand in there.
Yeah. Dude, I ran finger condoms all summer. But they like sewed it back on, and then it died. The tip of it died. So I raced like all summer with like the tip of it dead.
Yeah.
It was just black. Like it looked like I had like a black hat on my finger. And then at the end of the summer they cut it off.
Chopped.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was gnarly. There's a photo of like me walking back from the track like this, with like my hand just all bloody, and then Bennett with like my finger in it.
Yeah.
That's epic.
I think I did see that.
That's epic.
It was so funny.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was it. That was like I've broken a lot of shit, and like that was like the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And like being able to like fully train, but just not being able to ride a dirt bike.
Yeah, you can still do like everything
Yeah.
basically.
Basically everything. Like it was so frustrating. Yeah, it was crazy. And then when I did start riding, I like just couldn't hold on to that finger, so I put handguards on, and then we taped like a big piece of cardboard underneath my handguard, so it was like my handguard was like that long, and so I could like ride with my finger sticking down, and, like, and
Nothing
Roost
touch
wouldn't
it.
hit
Yeah,
it.
You
Yeah,
can't get, you couldn't get one of those like off-road ones that are like this
yeah,
big.
yeah. Just toss on bark busters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gnarly, but
Wow.
yeah, we made her through.
This is like maybe a bit of a tangent, but sort of relative. But
All right.
like one of my biggest fears riding a dirt bike is if I crash and I land on the bike and then my junk gets close to the
Dude.
countershaft sprocket.
Well, you should have. The amount of comments I got about that. At least it wasn't your Willie.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no kidding.
Thank God. Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, that is scary, man.
Oof.
And like every time I see something now, I'm like, oh, like that was close to losing a finger. Like, have you guys seen the video of Cincerulo crashing? And he like, it was in Supercross this year. He like crashed and landed like on top of his bike,
Oh,
and his finger like fully went in his
Yeah.
chain, like
Yeah.
fully, like just grazed it all. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Well, how about
There's-
Roxon a couple years ago when his fucking arm in between
With
the
Webb.
swing arm of
Oh,
Webb's bike,
the-
yeah.
swing arm in the wheel, like
Yeah.
holy fuck, man, you're lucky you didn't lose your arm.
I know.
Yeah.
My leg got stuck in someone's wheel
Well,
last year.
we knew Stephen
Steven.
McMorran lost. How much did like forfeit half his hand? How much did
I
he
don't.
lose?
I can't even keep track of what's happened to
that
that
guy off the international lost like half his arm that one year.
Well, I know he
Going
like
through that.
paralyzed, and he's like paralyzed. I can't even keep track.
Oh. Yeah, this is
he's paralyzed and lost half his arm.
He lost. No, he was like for like a year. He had no feeling in his arm.
Stephen McMorran.
You remember Steve McMahon?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a bunch of shit happened to him.
Yeah.
But he was so fast, just wad his brains out. I don't know. I never heard about him losing fingers.
But it
and
is
shit,
like you don't realize how open everything
Dude,
is for
yeah.
just,
though. Well,
and you're not strapped onto a bike, so you're
No.
coming off the thing all the time.
Yeah, and like our gloves ain't doing it.
And
No.
when you're crashing, you're not paying attention to where
No.
your hands are going.
No.
That
Yeah.
you're just reaching.
well, I feel like when you're in it, like when you're motoing down every day, you don't think about it. But now that I haven't really rode in like a year and a half,
Yeah.
I think about it all the time. Like,
Yeah.
man, I wouldn't like to go riding, but what if this happens?
What if I crash?
You're
What if
riding
my bike locks up here? Like
Yeah.
that's all I think about now when I think about riding.
chainsaw.
Dude, my first round back was Saint Louis, and I was like, I got like a decent start, and I was like passing. I think I was like passing for like fifth, and I like crashed in a corner, and like someone has a video of it. As soon as I like realized I was crashing, took my hand off and just stuck it up. Like I was cartwheeling
Yeah.
with my hand, just
You're just like,
in
"Get
the
this
air."
out of here.
Yeah. I was like, this isn't getting touched by anything.
Protect the hand. at all
Yeah,
costs.
yeah. And dude, the amount of people that like have cut fingers off is crazy. Like
Oh, yeah.
the amount of people that have like reached out to me and it's just like, oh, I lost my finger.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
So,
Yeah, Steve Sosa.
yeah, Sosa did. Yeah.
Jesse Nelson lost a
yeah,
thumb.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
The craziest thing I heard is I think it was Blake Davies' dad. He cut, I think, his thumb off, and they opened his hand up and shoved his thumb in there and then sewed it back closed. And just like when your finger is inside your body, it like grows it back crazy.
What?
Yeah.
No,
It's like
way.
So
getting
then-
like
so
direct
he's just, like-
injection stem cells or
Yeah.
something.
So he was just like that for I don't know how long, and then they just cut his hand open, and his thumb was
let it out.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Dude, I was like he told
What
me
kind
that.
of doctor did he go to? I gotta find me one of those.
I know. He told me that. I was like, what the fuck? That is
Jeez.
crazy. Yeah,
Holy
it was
shit.
wild.
The things the body does sometimes, just
It is wild.
outer space stuff.
That was like the craziest thing about it. Like just like looking at it every day and like seeing the progression. I'm like, my body's doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
What doctor figured that out? Oh, if we just shove his finger back
Yeah.
inside
Well,
his
it's like
hand.
cut his hand open,
Yeah.
jam it in there.
Yeah.
I think it'll work.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
I'm a doctor, trust me.
Yeah, and he's got like weird hair on his thumb or something like that now. Like,
Oh shit, that's funny. Oh.
yeah, that was wild.
How much science has been done that way though? We're like, yeah, well, let's see.
All
That's-
of science.
That's how acid was. That's how they
Hypothesis?
figured out acid, right? Like, oh, here's some stuff. Let's try it. Whoa.
Whoa,
Oh, that was cool.
yeah. Don't drink gasoline, Dave.
Yeah.
Drink gasoline.
Yeah. I read something on like how acid was created, and the guy that like created it like obviously wasn't meaning to create acid,
Yeah.
and like got it on his skin and was like bicycling home.
Yeah,
Just
I
started
know
yeah.
that
tripping
story.
balls.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
yeah, it was just like halfway home and it was like, oh shit. Yeah, that was crazy. That would be such a crazy fucking thing to happen.
I wish we could hear all the stories behind like everything. I
Yeah.
feel like there's some stuff that's just kept close to the
Yeah.
chest.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got-
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, the way things have been figured out for sure.
yeah. I feel like some bombs have been invented from like pouring shit down a sink.
Yeah. Like, oh, that exploded.
Wow.
Like, who figured out the Mentos and Coke thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Someone was trying some creations. That's
Like who
funny.
poor like what poor guy left a convenience store and just popped a Mentos and stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely how it happened too. Just like in your mouth. Yeah. That would be wild.
Oh, it's just barfing up Coke foam.
Yeah.
The bad part is if it came out both ends.
That wouldn't be
Oh man, could you imagine though? You just like you ate a whole pack of, or you drank a full like 2 liter of Coke, and then just like started down in Mentos. What would happen?
I don't know. Like I think it's been done. Like I don't know if anything happens. I think your like stomach acid.
Yeah, it
like,
must
cancels
neutralize
out.
it
Yeah.
or
We should
something.
do it on
yeah.
the blog.
You think so?
Yeah, that's a good
Test
blog
it out,
idea.
Yeah,
Try it out.
yeah.
We could do it right now.
We could dump it.
We got some Coke and Mentos.
No, we don't have either. I don't think.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's surprising to have in your house.
Just a drawer full of Mentos. Does it work with like the fruit Mentos or just the mint ones?
I have no.
I think
I
it
don't-
has to be the original ones.
Just the
I could be
OGs?
wrong. I have no
I
idea.
don't think I've ever even done it.
Yeah.
I would
Well-
get in trouble.
I feel like their revenue went up once people figured it out. Like, what?
Definitely.
Mentos sales just
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't you guys do that in high school or no junior high school? We did that in science.
Dropping the Mentos in?
Yeah,
Oh, you actually
Really?
did it.
we actually did it. Yeah,
Shit.
I figured they would have got a big stock bump from that. Every junior high school in the country is doing that.
That's funny.
So, do you want to talk about your new deal, or are we allowed to do that?
Yeah, I think
Are we
so.
live or not live?
No, we're not live.
Live?
Live.
Okay.
No.
Then yeah, we can talk about
This
it.
is the whole reason. If you didn't
Yeah.
talk about it, I'd be pissed because we could have gone live.
I was starting to think.
Yeah,
I was starting to think about that when we started talking about Mentos. I was like, what
Shit, this is going way away.
yeah.
what are we even talking about? Dirt bikes? What?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we can
We
talk
don't really
about
we
it.
don't really do that anymore though. We don't really talk about dirt bikes.
We talked about lots of dirt bikes last
This
time.
is the most dirt bike. Actually, yeah, that's true.
We talked about
Yeah.
MXDN for like an hour and a half last time.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever.
What are you talking about?
You're wrong, Kill.
Yeah, I'm fried, man. I'm off the program.
But yeah, it's you got some news to share?
Got some news. Yeah, signed with Walton Kawasaki for next year.
250, 450.
250.
Nice.
Dang.
Yeah, Keelan was asking me about why I didn't go 450, like a lot of other people. Yeah, a lot of people. I don't know. I think I have some unfinished business in 250.
I think that's fair. Do you have an option to go 450 or just?
Kind of, sorta. Like I was like wanting to go to MX 101, but like we were talking about earlier, like it's not even MX 101. Like just Yamaha doesn't give them their budgets and stuff until later on. And when I got, it was like that was like the biggest thing after this year was like go 450 or stay 250. That was like the biggest thing on my mind. And because like Frank at Man Luck said like he'd give me a 450 ride or 250 ride, like I had either option. And then I think just after thinking about it a lot, I wanted to stay 250. And then right after go for Supercross, Brett came up to me and was just like, what kind of options do you have right now? And I had like a couple contracts or options, and he said, send you something on Monday, whatever. And then he sent it to me, and yeah, it was good. So yeah, sign it.
Nice.
Sweet. Yeah, Brett's good people to work
Yeah.
with too. I feel
Yeah,
like.
they're awesome. Yeah, I like went over there and had a meeting with them and stuff, and yeah, they're awesome people.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And then like Tanner's my teammate, and like we've grown up being friends and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
that's a cool duo. Yeah. For
yeah,
sure.
I think it'll be really good.
Just you two on the team?
Yeah. He said something about maybe there being a girl, but
Oh, I could see them doing like a WMX thing.
Yeah.
I think it's just us as of right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're having the Super Mini Rider anymore.
Yeah, that hasn't panned out.
I think he's going somewhere else.
Have you ridden the Cowie much?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Not their bikes. I
No,
haven't ridden their
yeah,
bikes,
yeah.
but yeah, no, I've ridden Cowies a little bit. I like them. I haven't really ridden 250 much, but I've ridden Cowie 450s, and they're sweet. I like them a lot.
I feel like a Cowie's a very neutral bike. Like it's
Yeah.
not too crazy. I feel like
Yeah.
the Honda is like a really front steering bike, and then the Yamaha is kind of the opposite. And
Yeah.
the Cowie's kind of in the middle, super balanced or super stable.
Everyone I've talked to says they're like unreal for tall people, which
Yeah.
is good. That's what I need, because I always like every time. I don't know about you, but like every time I get my Yamahas, I always make them tall. Like tall seats, lowered foot pegs,
Yeah,
tallish
yeah.
bars. Like I always make them tall, and like they still don't feel that tall. Like
Yeah.
the rider triangle on a Yamaha
Yeah,
is very like short.
Yeah, I was just like you're expanding the
Yeah,
rider cockpit
yeah.
for
Like because
yourself.
I like
yeah.
rode Yamahas my whole life, and then I did like 2 years on KTM's, and KTM's are very tall and narrow.
Mhm.
So then once I got back onto Yamaha, I like tried to kind of make my bike feel like that. And yeah, everyone I've talked to about Cowie says they're just like made for
Yeah.
tall guys,
Yeah.
which is good.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Damn.
Yep, green,
Kawasaki.
green.
Factory boy.
Yep.
Full P- full-
1 year deal?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's kind of hard to come by anything else in
Yeah.
Canada,
Yeah, it's
unless
a
you're
one-
Dylan Wright. But
Yeah. Yep. 1 year deal.
Full PC package. Or what are you guys doing?
The motors are PC and something else, but they have like an in-house guy this year working on them. So it's not like they're not trying to freaking call Mitch Payton, and Mitch Payton goes like, "You guys racing Canada still?" Like,
yeah,
like,
totally.
Yeah, so
Like,
they,
he's got enough on his plate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they actually have like an in-house guy this
Yeah,
year.
if you need something quick, you
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
which I think will be like major to them.
Sweet.
Yeah, because they had like bike malfunctions this year, but the whole thing was like they were like 2-hour motors, and they were under the impression that they were like 30-hour motors
Eh,
Oh,
or 20-hour motors.
that's
So
a
they-
big difference.
That's
big time,
major,
big
yeah.
time. So they were like, "Oh, we'll give them 10 hours and we'll redo them."
Yeah.
And then I don't know, 10 hours it happens quick.
Yikes.
So yeah, they did, cause they did the whole East or West Coast no problem, Gopher no problem, and then they started having problems.
Well, as soon
That
as you
was
get to
why.
the sand too, that's a lot
yeah,
harder. Right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was like a big thing with them. With me this year, they were like telling me like, "We got it figured out." Like,
Huh.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, especially in the 250 department.
Yeah.
Oh
well,
yeah.
yeah, 450s are pretty good.
They're a big enough team where they gotta figure. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna figure it
Yeah.
out. They gotta figure
And
it out.
Brett's like, he wants to do it. Like
Yeah.
he like doesn't want that to be his reputation kind of thing. Like yeah.
Of course.
So yeah, he's working really hard to make it good. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
and I feel like they had a little bit of a tough go their first year running the team. This like obviously it's going to be hard jumping into it, right?
Yeah.
They had the thing with Bogle, kind of a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
And they
But-
had a couple crazy situations throughout
Yeah,
the summer.
Mackay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah.
was gnarly, man.
That was a crazy situation. Yeah. Yeah.
Have we haven't I guess
Keelan's eyes just light up. Oh.
Can we get into it? Can we get
I
into
don't
it?
know. Can we?
Mackay?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not buddies with him.
I know, but it's like I don't know. I wonder if you guys heard about it,
Mackay?
Yeah.
like the whole situation.
Well, I don't know, man.
People were unhappy.
Yeah.
It was funny. I heard there was fist fights, and then Mackay put this video out. It said it's like, oh, nothing happened.
No, something happened.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. I'm pretty sure I heard from a lot of people something happened.
Yeah, something
I
happened.
just heard brake calipers were
Yeah,
flying.
I'm pretty sure. I don't even know if like there was like a full blown fist fight, but I'm pretty sure Brett got hit with a brake caliper.
Gee.
And this is because of a fading rear brake.
Yes,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe you should.
but I mean, like I think there was a big lead up to that.
I'm
don't-
sure.
I
There-
That's how it always is.
I don't
yeah.
think it was just the brake caliper went, and they're just like.
You would hope not.
Well, this is the
Shit.
problem, right, with Canadian teams. Like, it's not like there's any factory, like, millions of dollars of budget, right? There's
Yeah.
going to be shit
Yeah.
that's not going to be ideal. That's just the way it is in Canada.
Well, I
It's
feel like
it's
that's
also
what-
a machine. Like
Yeah.
they fail,
Yeah.
and sometimes
Yeah.
you get either a bad batch of parts or supply, or it's like out of people's hands at times.
Yeah.
You can't. It sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody involved wasn't happy,
No.
including the team.
Yeah.
Like,
I think a lot of it is like the expectations you have going into it. Because if you think you're going to ride for Star Yamaha when you're riding for Walton Kawasaki, it's not. You can't even compare them.
well, you better be
this
riding.
Is this guy's
like
new
you're-
team.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not.
no,
shitting. No, I'm not-
I get
they
what
don't
you're
have the
saying.
they don't have factory support. They don't
No,
have the budget
Yeah.
to have 11 riders or whatever they
Yeah,
have.
but I
right?
bet you like you put those results out there, like you are riding on Star, you're gonna start winning races. They're gonna get more support. They'll be able
Yeah.
to fund
Yeah.
better.
Yeah,
like
no, like
it's-
I'm in no way
it's a
shitting on
revolving
Walton
door.
Kawasaki.
No,
no.
it doesn't matter what team it is.
Yeah.
Any of it's how it works.
Well, like I remember my first year with Manluck, I blew up a bike pretty much every race. But
Yeah.
they were like, "We're gonna fix it."
Yeah.
The next year, my bikes were bulletproof. Like,
The
better
problem
and better.
becomes when you overpromise and underdeliver. Basically,
Yep.
that's when I feel like that's when every problem from any
Of course.
And-
rider team standpoint comes from.
I think a big thing in like Canadian moto, which like I recognize and I think it's helped me a lot, is like you can't think you're on Star.
Yeah.
Can't do that. Like you gotta like get what we're doing here in Canada.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that helps a lot. Like you can't expect the world. Like
Yeah.
you
That'll probably help you succeed to have that mindset of that though. Like,
no, I think it helps a lot.
yeah.
Yeah. Like you get what you get and like just be thankful for that. Like, yeah.
Be thankful,
Yeah.
make the most
Yeah.
out of it.
You
Like,
could
we're
be
still
you could
racing
be in a
dirt bikes.
van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I like am racing dirt bikes. Like,
Yeah.
it's like and I don't need to have a 9 to 5 job.
Yeah,
like
no,
racing dirt bikes. That's all that matters. Like that's like sick to me. So
Yeah,
And I feel like most people in Canada are kind of like, man, it's pretty sweet to be able to just like go ride dirt bikes for the
absolutely.
summer. Yeah.
yeah.
Majority of us know that for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but I was gonna add too, like, I mean, I'm guilty of this where you're so passionate about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And you care so much about your results, and then sometimes, yeah, your emotions get the best of you. And like maybe the Mackay situation where he wanted it so bad, but just one little thing
Yeah.
had him fly off the handle. And even you can like back to like talking about like the product and what the teams have and what they're running with, like even something just as simple as knowing what brake fluid's good and what's not,
Yeah.
like using that specific situation as an
Or
example.
The age of the brake fluid and is the bottle
Yeah.
been open?
Yeah, that's a big
before?
thing.
It's like
People don't know that, right?
there is a lot
Yeah.
that goes into the machine
Yeah.
too.
And I'm
like,
pretty sure it
yeah.
was something like the brake line just got burnt, like the tiny little hole in it. So like
Yeah.
the brake fluid just like, shoop,
Yeah,
and, like,
sure.
shoop, your brake went. Like yeah, it happens.
Yeah, your finger got cut off.
Yeah. It happens.
Be happy your brake went and your finger didn't go.
Yeah. I would have much rather not have a back brake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember having that issue in 2022 where it's the Motul RBF 600 or 660.
Yeah.
It's like everybody rants and raves about how that's the best brake fluid.
Isn't it like a .6 or something?
I think it's standard .4, maybe .5.1 or whatever. But I was like, oh, like, yep, we got to run the best brake fluid. But it only lasts like an hour.
No, what?
But you know, like you can ride your bike with the same brake fluid all year and it
Yeah,
works.
yeah.
But like that brake fluid, it goes to shit.
Something
Like
about it. Yeah.
it's like racing brake fluid. And I was
Yeah.
like having nonstop brake issues. And then just didn't even think it was the brake fluid.
That's super annoying too. And you can moto down like, you could do like 4 or 5 30-minute motos during a week and you have no problems. And you go to the race and then all of a sudden you have some kind of weird problem.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, that's like Star, man. Like their bikes, like they get a brand new motor. Like those motors are sick, but like they're not reliable. Like
Yeah.
every single weekend they
Mhm.
get a new motor.
Yeah.
Like it's not like, oh, we have these fast motors that are bulletproof. It's like, no, like these things are time bombs.
Yeah.
But we just gotta keep up with it.
All
like,
racing machines are.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
a drag car doesn't even make it to the end of the strip before it's over.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
if you want to push the machine to its limit, it is gonna break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you even think too, like Star is an old team now. They've
Yeah.
been around for so long, and how many
Wow.
trials and
Yeah.
errors they've had, and
I
things
never
they've worked
really
through.
realized that until like recently, how old Star is.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
they've been around for
Yeah.
a long time.
Like I think didn't Will Hahn ride for them like his rookie year or something? I think it was his rookie or second year.
I think so. And dude, even Clat.
Dusty.
Flat rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Supercross, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's number like 344.
Yeah, there's a stat for
That's
you.
gnarly.
Jeremy
Gnarly.
Medaglia rode. Oh, that was Yamaha of Troy. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm thinking different.
Yeah.
That was a
That
sick
start
team.
Yeah.
That's a sick
That
team.
start team has gone from, like second tier to,
The tier.
Yeah.
yeah.
They're
Everybody's
the best.
chasing them now.
Yeah. It all turned around like once they had that new bike in 2014. I remember Jeremy Martin just came out of nowhere. We were at Glen Helen. Were you there, Chris?
Yeah.
You were there at Glen Helen?
Sorry, I got distracted by what behind Keelan there.
I'm the wiener.
Sorry, go ahead again.
Were you there that year at Glen Helen? 2014?
14. I don't think I've ever
That was
actually
the-
seen a race at Glen Helen.
So Jeremy Martin, that was his rookie year, and he didn't even qualify for like 2 or 3 Supercross rounds, and then he comes out in Glen Helen and just waxes everybody by like 20 seconds.
Dude,
That was when they really kind of took off.
Oh, here we go. He was searching up
Star
information.
Racing was founded in 1999 by Bobby Regan.
No
Oh,
way.
What were they doing back in
1999?
99?
9.
I wasn't even born yet.
I didn't think they were
I was
that
thinking
old.
like maybe 08 or something like that.
I was thinking like 2008, 9.
I want to see where their first racer was.
I guess we didn't really know much back in.
We were like 10.
Man, like McGrath was still racing 99.
Yeah, he was still
What?
winning. He was still
It
winning.
must have been something totally different, not
I wasn't-
Star Racing.
I wasn't even alive.
What year were you born?
2000.
Oh, really?
Shit.
Tits,
Yeah.
man.
It's a crazy year.
Yeah, so you're good. Stay on 250 for a couple more
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
You're fine.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, you're good.
Yeah. That's like a big thing too. Is like I was like, it's just my size that people say.
Yeah,
the 450.
yeah.
Like, and I'm like as skinny as I can get. I just have like a big body.
Yeah, you
Like,
can't, like,
yeah.
how much leaner are you going to get?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How tall are you?
Like 6'1",
How much do you weigh?
like 170, 175.
Now I feel like in Canada it's not. Now on the start you're probably losing a bit, but
Yeah.
it's not like we have massive hills. You're going to be losing
No.
horsepower.
And
going
we don't have
up.
Star Yamahas and
No,
stuff
but
like
dude,
that.
those KTM's, like my bike this year, Manluck made my bike sick this year. Like
Yeah.
I had sick motors this year, but those KTM bikes are just not comparable.
Yeah.
They are just on a completely different level.
Yeah, shit.
Like
Even stock, man. Like
the KTM's.
Yeah, the
yeah,
stock
yeah.
package
That's
is
what I
good.
mean. Like they're just good all around. They're unreal bikes. And then you make a factory KTM, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gnarly.
Who's KTM got this year?
Benoit for 250.
Benoit
Pettis.
and
He's back
Natsuki.
again?
Is Natsuki on
Is that
250?
official? No, I think Natsuki's going 450.
Natsuki 450.
That's another reason I say 250. Like Natsuki's going 450. Harrison's going 450.
Dude, there's a big opening
What?
for you.
Big
Yeah.
Nab's
Uh,
gone.
Wait, Harrison
Nice.
PRMX?
No, gas is 450, and then I think Medaglia might go to 250. And then,
T-Dex?
yeah, and then there was something about Isaac Gifting coming and riding for them for gas.
Oh, yeah, that's the
European dude?
dude. I
Yeah.
heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I heard Gas is like
no, Cobaquid is, and now it's
Oh, okay.
factory Thor gas.
what?
Yeah,
So who's running that team?
same guy.
It's still.
Just Cobaquid isn't part of it.
Oh, so it's
Okay,
not that
okay.
the bike shop's not a part of it.
Yes,
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
pretty sure that's all that was changed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Is
'Cause
T-Dex
it's-
riding for that team still?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like at the end of the year, it seemed like, oh, that team's done. But then like I'm like pretty good friends with Harrison. Like it's like
Yeah.
fully going on for next year.
It's a good mix of guys in both class. Like
Yeah,
I felt
Yeah.
like this year, like the 250 class was the exciting one to watch because
Yeah.
more was happening. But that'll be good for both classes next.
yeah. Like
year.
if there's a
Yeah.
few 450 guys, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, dude, what was the deal with Harrison at the last Arena Cross round? Like,
Just wearing all black gear.
yeah.
He said he bought it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool gear. And he goes, yeah, I just bought it. I was like, what?
What?
Yeah, yeah. He's like, I didn't have gear, so I just bought it.
What was it?
What?
Thor
It was
gear?
Thor. Yeah,
You
like
just bought Thor gear?
bought all black Thor gear, and then he had like a gold #1 on the back.
Huh.
Dude.
I like that kid.
Uh,
That guy's sick.
Yeah.
He seems
just
like
sick. He's a really
quite
sick
the
kid.
character.
Yeah, and like we'll like battle or whatever. Like I remember in the heat race at Medicine Hat, I was like right on him the whole heat race, and I was like, I like could have put him in on him a couple times, and I like told him that like jokingly, and he's like, you should have. I was like, well, fuck.
Dude, I seen that video of you landing on a tough block last
Holy,
weekend.
yeah.
Holy shit, man.
That was scary.
Wow.
Dude, I like just passed for second place, like in the main, and the track was so slippery, and I like went to go seat bounce it and just slid out on the face, and I was in the air, and I'm like, this is it. Like, there's no way I'm riding away from this. And I just like held it wide open and like leaned in because the mechanic section was right there too. So I watched the entire mechanic section just go, whoa. And I was just like, oh shit, just wide open, and then rode it out, and then just like committed to the next turn.
Yeah, you
wide
look like
open.
you came out of it pretty well.
Yeah, like it was. I don't think I lost any time, but I was fucking scared. I was like, here we go.
Yeah.
When something like that happens on the track, does it take you a while to kind of regain your focus, or are you so quick back into it that
No, you're right back into it. Especially like arena cross.
Yeah, that's what I was
like
gonna say.
yeah, in arena cross, like you're just in the next rhythm section instantly.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, now we're here. Like now we got to focus on this. I was getting sketchy that main event though. Fuck man, I got sketchy so many times. I like rewatched it. Like I knew I was getting sketchy, and I like Bennett got by me, and I was like, okay, like let's just chill in third here, and I like rewatched it. And I was like, oh my god, I was getting sketchy. And then in the 450 race, I was much calmer. But it was slippery, man. It's like that stuff's tight and sketchy. Like when it's that tight, it's squirrely.
And if I know Medicine Hat dirt, it's slicker than a butter dig.
It was slippery, dude. We went out in our heat race, and it was like, we did opening ceremonies, and I was like scared. Like it was so slippery. I like went to go hit the finish line and like slid out on the face, and I like was gonna do like a fist bump or something for like the opening ceremonies, and just completely boner aired it. Like I just took off and was just like, "Ah," and just like cased it. Like was so sketchy. I was like, oh my god. And then Harrison, like, have you ever seen his opening ceremonies where he like grabs his bike and like does a donut with his bike? He like did that and like fully crashed, like slid out, like landed on his ass, like was covered in mud. Like it was hilarious. And then we were the first heat race, and it was sketchy.
What it was in a hockey arena, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh damn, so it was tight.
It was tight.
It was tight. Yeah.
It was the same as like Sarnia. Like you ever race Sarnia?
Yeah, that sucked, dude.
Tight.
I ended up in like the home team bench at that race.
Oh yeah, man. People like end up in the seats.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I'm excited for Calgary. Like it's like quite a bit more open.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, because we go from like Gopher, which is Supercross,
Yeah.
and it's sweet. Like, and then you go to Medicine Hat, which is just couldn't be tighter, and then like Calgary's like a good mixture.
Yeah. Calgary's sweet. Have you ever raced Calgary before Arena Cross?
Last year, yeah,
Yeah.
last year I did.
Are you gonna do any of the Chilliwack stuff?
I'm trying to, yeah.
Really?
I want to.
Just looking for a bike out here.
Yeah, I'm wanting
Nice.
to. Yeah, we're like I'm trying to figure out something with Brett to like do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you hit up like Maple Ridge yet?
Yeah, like he's worked. Yeah,
Oh, sick.
yeah, that's what we're trying
Nice.
to do. Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
fun. Have you raced it?
no, man, I've always wanted to.
Yeah, it's
like
fun.
yeah,
It's fun.
because like I love indoors and like I like that kind of racing, so like I've always wanted to do it. Like I always see it, and like fucking Blake Davies beat me on the weekend. Like
He's good.
dude, but like I feel like it's from racing that series.
Oh, totally.
Like-
All
like,
those kids are so
yeah,
good at that.
Yeah, like it's gnarly. Like they're so good at that stuff, and like that series like is legit. Like those kids get gnarly at it.
Yeah. Wait, what? Okay, what happened to Jake last weekend?
I don't know. We passed him in the first moto, and then he left.
I heard that he was like
Sick.
passing out or something. Like
No, I heard he like threw up, and
Threw up.
he threw up after Gopher too. Like
it was
after-
like something to do with
Yeah.
reading something
yeah,
about his
it's-
heart rate going up, and
Yeah.
then he gets like
He's got some
lightheaded and
heart
throws
illness.
up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
seems crazy, but like he like isn't a very like going back to like social media. Like he isn't a very active social media guy.
Dude,
So,
he
like,
looks. I almost didn't recognize him when I watched a video from Medicine Hat. He looks lean. Like he looks in shape.
Yeah, I would. I mean, you got to be in decent shape to be able to do a full moto. I feel like.
No, I know. Just like I'm thinking compared
From,
to like
like,
last
past
year, the
years,
2 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit rounder face.
Yeah, he looks like
yeah.
a little bit like, I would say chubby, but like he looks like you can like see the definition in his face.
Yeah.
Like,
That is a kid that is gnarly indours and has benefited from racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like since he's been on 50s.
Well, like that was like the Medicine Hat. I was like coming to pass him. I was like, oh, I guess we're passing Piccolo now. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
it's just like, but like obviously he was sick or whatever. But like I was just like, oh, like expected him to beat me.
Yeah,
because of all his indoor experience and stuff.
Well, he qualified first both classes, right?
Yeah, and dude, he in both practices, I got first fastest. It was practice, but I got first fastest in 250, then second fastest in 450, and it was me and Harrison, and then Piccolo was like fifth.
Yeah.
And then qualifiers, he was like fifth the entire time. Last lap, first place.
Crazy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
and I remember coming off the track, and someone like yelled to him that he got first, and he's like, "What?" really? Like, who? Yeah, like, had no idea. Like, just like, that's his style though. Like, he just like, I don't know, pulls it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Racing him at Chilliwack, like I've only done it maybe a couple of years, but God, he's freaking gnarly. Yeah.
Yeah, he sends it, man. He sends it.
Yeah.
I like, it was funny, like racing Supercross last year, like AMA Supercross, and then like going to Gopher this year. Every year at Gopher, I'm like, oh, this is sketchy. Like, we're not made for this. And then I like got there this year, and I was like, oh, this is sweet. This is easy.
Yeah, it looks like it's getting better too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is getting better. Yeah.
How gnarly was the first year Go for Supercross?
What one
Dude,
was that? Oh yeah.
When it was like
Yeah.
the arena cross layout.
Yeah, dude. I was talking about
That was
I was talking
insane.
about this to Austin Jones. Remember Austin Jones and Jamie Powell showed up there with full on moto suspension, and both weeded themselves in the same section on the same jump. And yeah, it was gnarly that year. Like
Yeah.
super gnarly. Like the whoops were gnarly, like everything was gnarly.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I do
So-
remember that.
So I want to go back to some hard packed dirt and ask you a question.
Okay, let's
It might
hear
be a bit of an old one here, but what were your thoughts of our super motocross round at Edmonton this year?
It was sketchy. Like, and the layout of the track was sick. Like
Yeah.
everything about it was sweet, other than the dirt. The dirt sucked.
Yeah.
Like I podiumed Moto 1. I went like 4-7 or 3-7-4.
Yeah.
Like I messed up Moto 2, and I like usually when you podium a moto, you're like, that was sick, and then I like came off and I was like, that was sketchy. Like still podium, but like I was still just like,
Yeah.
whoa. But yeah, like the idea was sick, the layout was sick, but yeah, it was just the dirt was just.
I'm surprised to hear you say the layout was sick because it.
I enjoyed it. Like I didn't mind
Yeah,
it.
layout was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't
I
mind
thought it
yeah.
looked real.
It wasn't as bad as it looked on TV.
Yeah,
like
it
when
looked-
you're riding it, it was pretty alright.
Yeah.
Like if you had Supercross suspension, it would have been absolutely terrible.
Oh,
But with
There was some
moto
tight
suspension, it
turns
was
in
alright.
there.
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Well, we
I would-
showed up Saturday and it was Supercross, or Friday or whatever. The day before the race, it was
Yeah.
Supercross, and everyone like freaked out and was like, "We can't run this. Like,
yeah.
people are gonna die." Like, I called Frank and was like, "Get my Supercross suspension," because like I was like, I'd rather ride the outdoor track on Supercross suspension than the Supercross
Yeah.
track on motocross suspension.
Yeah. I
So
was
you-
kind of bummed that they didn't run more of the outdoor.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's there.
It's there, yeah.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
sections, kind of like
Yeah.
2 or 3 sections. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't mind it at all, other than the dirt.
Are you looking? Would you look forward to if they did a few more of those?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
at Gopher, for example. Like that would be the place to kind of do it. I would,
Yeah, it'd be tough to do it at Gopher though, because like Gopher's like the gnarly race.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or
Yeah,
on
yeah,
that one
that's very
track.
True.
Yeah, like make it at the other track
Yeah, the other
beside
track.
the
Yeah,
Supercross
yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way that you could do it, because I don't think you could do like a gnarly sand track and then hop in the Supercross. Like
Yeah.
that would be
That
pretty
would be
crazy.
really-
Well, dude,
That
actually
would be
the suspension
nuts.
would probably work.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it might work actually, because like you watch those Euro dudes, like their suspension's stiff when they're riding sand. Like their
Yeah, it doesn't
suspension's
move.
stiff. No, but yeah, no, I'm totally open to it. I like that stuff, and I ride some squirrely stuff, so like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
okay with
You got
riding
an
squirrely
advantage
stuff.
at it,
Yeah,
yeah.
like at home, like the guys here, like they only get to ride Calgary really, and like it's usually pretty good. Like sometimes it's
nothing
pretty hard packed, but like
Yeah,
at home, like
crazy.
I ride some squirrely stuff,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
I find it helps. Like
Oh,
when people come and ride like my places and I bring them to tracks and stuff, they're like, "You ride this shit?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's great."
can we go somewhere? It's fun.
Yeah, yeah. I remember the first track that like Nick Collins rode this year. He's like, "This sucks." I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, it's all
Where'd
right."
you take him?
It's just like my buddy's track. Like you never even went out there. It
Oh,
was like it's like a new track. Like it's like pretty tiny. Like did you see the video I posted on the Stark?
oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
that track. But like when I rode it on the Stark, it was sick. But like when they rode it like during the summer, it was like dry and rocky and like sketchy.
Yeah.
But like yeah, they weren't a fan of it. No,
Oh,
it's just,
really?
like it's fun. I like it.
You've taken me some cool places.
There's some sick spots around my house.
I liked
man.
all the tracks I rode.
Yeah,
out
I
there.
love them. They're all sick, and like it's all sand, so like you can usually ride it at any kind of like as dry as it can get. It's
Yeah.
usually rideable.
Yeah.
It's shit, but like whatever.
I feel like that.
Oh, hold on. I forgot you came back there.
Yeah, those tracks are usually sweet though, because like it's not like you can go and burn a sprint lap. It's
No.
like once you get into like you find your flow.
Yeah, you got to find.
it's
a
all
balance.
about that. And I find like at the end of the day, sometimes I'm having so much fun on those squirrely tracks.
Yeah. Like Wardy's track is so sick.
Oh my god,
Dude,
dude.
it's so sick. But
That-
it's like sketchy. Like it's not like a good track.
Yeah.
But like it's sick. Like
Well,
it's
especially
so
when you
sick.
yeah, you get like a few guys out there and
Yeah.
you're all pushing each other. You're like, holy crap, this is a little hairy.
Yeah, and like, did you ever? There's this like Tuesday night race series called OCMC near my house, and I race it like pretty much every Tuesday. Like I find it so sick, and like the track is squirrely, and like there's some pretty quick guys that go there. So like we're sending it,
Pushing,
and like
yeah.
it's like every time I'm like, I don't know, I could get hurt doing this,
Yeah.
but it's sick. Like where I live is like just like a sick little like moto hub. Like
Yeah.
so many guys ride dirt bikes.
Yeah.
Like woods riders, like there's a crap ton of woods riders.
Sweet.
And like there's no like public tracks. Like the only public track would be like Gopher or like RJ's is kind of close to us. You ever ride RJ's? You probably raced the
Yeah,
national there,
raced
I guess.
RJ's.
Yeah, I guess they had a national there.
Yeah, they had a couple, I think.
That was
16 and
before I
17.
went pro. And but yeah, other than that, it's just like backyard tracks, but they're sick. Like
Yeah.
they're all sick.
Yeah, they're all pretty
Like
rad.
Parnell's. You ride
Oh my-
Parnell's,
yes,
dude. It
dude.
is so gnarly.
You know how I go back so often and watch videos from that place,
Dude,
tossing whips.
it's unreal.
I'm like, man, I was like actually kind of cool. Like,
It's such a
just
sick
like-
track, dude. So sick. It's like moto-y now though. He like changed it and it's
Oh,
like
really?
it's not like a freestyle compound. it's a moto track.
Yeah.
It's sick. I love it.
yeah, you're like trying to throw a moto there, you're trying to like do a 30 there, but the whole time you're like, I hope my bike doesn't show.
Oh, dude, like it's a worrisome feeling. Like like being at Dreamland, we didn't ride that track at all. Like we rode their sand track, but like I couldn't imagine just busting out 30s on that track. Like
Yeah.
just massive jumps. And like Luke said that he used to just pound 35-minute motos on that track every single day.
Ah.
Like that's scary.
Yeah,
That's,
that's crazy.
have you guys ever like been there? Like to
No,
Dreamland?
Never
not-
been there, no.
You, like you obviously seen videos of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like it's mental how huge it is. I like did a couple laps on it. It was like all overgrown and like rain rutted, so I didn't really hit anything, but huge. Like ridiculous.
Well, it looks gnarly on video, so
yeah.
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 Probably even gnarlier.
It's ridiculous. But like he says everything's easy, which like makes sense. Like everything at Parnell's is easy. Like looks huge,
Yeah.
but like it's like
If they're all tables, you wouldn't
Yeah.
think twice about it, probably.
yeah, it like just they just shoot you so high, but like the lips are so steep and like good that like it like you actually get over it easily.
Mhm.
yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't imagine like something going wrong. on the
Yeah,
face.
that's all you're thinking about the whole
Yeah.
time.
Something going wrong on the face of that jump would not be good. It's scary.
Yeah, that place, I don't know how the hell he came up with that, but it's gnarly.
That place is sick, man. Like that is I've trained at Sandbox, Tyler Attray's place, Shoals. Like I've been to like few like legit areas, and that's the sickest place I've ever been. Like Dreamland, like they're legit. Like they're
Really?
like the best place to go. Yeah.
Does he got quite a few guys training there with like, does Cody have quite a few kids?
He has
with him, or-
quite a few kids for like 2 weeks, and then the rest of it's just like 5 pros.
Really?
It's sick. Yeah, it's like a good like group. Like there's not like like you go to club, like they don't even know your name. Like it's
Yeah,
like
there's so many
like
people.
yeah, like there it's like there's 5 guys that are gnarly. Like Supercross this year, training Supercross at Dreamland, like there was 3 of us. And it was like me, Jeremy Hand, and Jace Kessler.
Oh, okay.
And me and Jace were like kind of the same. He just had more Supercross experience than me, but like I was like getting to go his speed. And then Jeremy was like a little bit better than us. So like there was like 3 levels of us, and like we were just battling every single day. Like it was so sick.
And who would he have there for like outdoor pros?
Well, this year, like Jace rode it, Jeremy rode it, I did. T was there, and then there was like some like A, B American kids, and then this year he's gonna try to get some more guys. Like I'm trying to get me and Tanner to go there,
Yeah.
so we can like train together and stuff.
Yeah.
And then that'd be pretty sick. I feel like
How did T make out there?
he struggled for a bit, just the sand.
Yeah.
You guys, they just struggle on sand. Like you figured out sand pretty good, but
Yeah.
most West Coast guys they struggle on sand. But he was starting to figure it out towards the end, but then he blew his arm apart. I
Yeah.
watched that whole thing happen. It was pretty gnarly. Just like caught his toe off a tabletop, like went to go scrub it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
That's
it.
brutal.
Rode her off.
Yeah, it's like we're out here thinking we're riding sand, and then we go
Yeah,
out east,
dude.
and it's like we haven't been riding sand.
100%, man. Like
Yeah.
both times T and Nick have come, or like anyone really that I always have people that live at our house like throughout
Mhm.
the summer, and every year they're like, we haven't ridden sand yet. Like, that's not sand.
Yeah.
Well, I think the first time T came, he never even had a sand tire on his bike before.
Yeah.
Like he's never had a sand tire on his bike
Yeah.
before, and I like live with a sand tire on my bike.
Yeah.
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 It's gnarly.
It's so funny though, like when East Coast guys that are like sand riders
Yeah.
come out west and are like, what the fuck
Yeah.
is this?
Dude,
It's
I've
usually French guys do what
Yeah.
that.
What the fuck is this?
I've gotten hard pack like pretty figured out now. Like I almost like say like I'm pretty equal now.
Yeah, you're good on
And
hard
but at the start, dude, I struggled on hard pack. I sucked.
Yeah.
Like especially like Calgary, like
Oh,
that was
yeah.
my biggest fear. Like concrete, like oh man, like just scared the shit. out
It
of
does, like when you sit and look at like you're going up like the face of the 110, you're turning on this like highway.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Blue.
And then like this year it was raining, slippery, like
Yo, that
slippery
was
as
a
it
little
could
sketchy,
be.
yeah.
And I
Man.
was fine. I was comfortable. Like I
Yeah.
was chilling.
Yeah, you're
like,
having a good moto
yeah,
too.
like
Chopped
I
your
was-
finger off.
Yeah, I know. I was like battling with Harrison. I was like, we're doing good. Like this is sick. And then yeah, cut my finger off. But no, I like hardpack now. But at
You're
the
getting
start,
the hang of it now.
yeah,
Mhm.
I like it. I like ruts. Like I really like ruts. Like
Yeah, 'cause you're okay at Walton.
yeah, I've always been decent at Walton.
Yeah.
But like coming to Calgary and stuff, I remember my first year at Calgary. I was like, what the?
Well, I feel like Calgary, it's like Walton. There's an entrance to a rut. Sometimes in Calgary, there's like you're gonna like slide and then hit the rut.
Yeah,
A little bit.
Yeah. You're power sliding.
Yeah.
into
yeah.
that.
It's a total different ballgame. But yeah,
Dude.
it's getting better.
I felt so bad for you that one time you came to the Super Series.
Dude, oh my God. Okay. I came out here last year. I like flew in, woke up, like flew in, went to bed, like I was staying at like Frank's house. We drove out to Calgary. We raced on a hill track, and I got lapped by him, Taryn Gerber, like what's the other kid's
Shit.
name that shreds on the Yamaha?
Gedak.
Yeah,
Okay,
get that.
Yeah.
They lapped me, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "I just spent all winter training, and now I'm getting fucking
Yeah.
lapped by these guys." And then round one comes around, and I like got like fourth.
Yeah, it's funny though because
Okay.
everyone can lay down a heater on a Super Saturday
Yeah.
when it's flat and it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sliding around
Yeah.
everywhere.
Well, on the fucking hill track. man,
Yeah.
Dude, oh
like
my gosh.
nobody
You can just
like for the stuff you ride out in Ontario. There's nothing like
I
that
have
track.
never been so scared in my life.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
fast.
I remember-
it's so fast.
I remember coming off and just like I wasn't even upset because I was just like, "How are you guys doing this? Like, how are you okay with going that fast on this stuff?"
Yeah.
And they're just like, "I don't know."
I don't know. You just accept that you can maybe die.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, like it, like I remember it like not even bothering me. Like
Yeah.
I was like talking because like it was like I was with like our team manager at the time, and he was kind of just like, it's okay," and I'm like, "Dude, I'm good." Like I,
Yeah.
I was like, that didn't really bother me. Like,
Yeah.
if they beat me on like a good track that I was comfortable on, then I would have been like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit!" But I was
Yeah.
just like so unbelievably uncomfortable that I was
Yeah.
just like, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys smoked me that day.
It's a totally different thing because there's
It
like
was
there's no
unbelievable.
ruts. Like it's just
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no ruts on that track.
But then like
usually.
Super Saturday this year, like we had a good little battle going.
Yeah,
and
that was
stuff.
fun.
Like yeah, like
That was really
my hard pack skills have definitely gotten better.
Yeah, I remember you saying something after too. You're like, so better than last year.
Yeah,
huh?"
yeah.
I was like, yeah, it was better than last year.
Better than last year. You still beat me by quite a bit, but I put up more of a fight this year. You didn't lap me. I beat everyone else. It was just you and Moff that beat me. So I was like, we're good.
Yeah.
We're
No,
good.
Moff was working everybody.
Moff
that
was
weekend.
working. Yeah, I love Moff. He's a gnarly dude.
he's done.
done, done.
So bad. Yeah.
He'll be like Noof and come out over time.
Yeah,
and,
he'll
like,
go mechanic for someone and then fill in for the ride.
Well,
or
he's
something.
been the team manager. He was the team manager at Medicine Hat. I was talking to him, and then Austin Jones blew up his bike, and he comes up to me. He's like, "Not great first weekend as a team manager, and not a good way to start it off."
Yeah.
It's like, no, definitely not.
Yeah, he'll retire and come back.
Why-
That's what he'll do, the mechanic thing. I'll get him to mechanic for me for like 2 rounds, and then he'll race.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be the team manager of. I think it's gonna be a without a title team manager of MX101. Like I think
Yeah.
that's what he's already said. He's like, "There's not gonna be a title, but I'll be there."
yeah, crew chief.
That's fair. Yeah. He's like, me and him are like pretty good buddies, and he like texts me every once in a while about like what I'm running and stuff, and I'm like, hey, like you're helping. Like I'm racing your guys. Like he's like was asking me what sprockets I'm running like for arena cross. So
Oh, really?
I just told him because I don't really care, but like at the same time, I'm like, hey, like
Yeah.
I'm racing your guys. But
Start
I
telling them, oh, we
Yeah.
put a 55 on the back. and
Yeah.
you're set.
yeah, no, I don't really care, man. I'm not like that at all. Like with competitive wise, like when we're racing,
Yeah, like
I'm not gonna
it's not-
hide,
it's
not
not
gonna
gonna
hide
be-
a line that I have or something like that.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care.
if you're good enough, you'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Or they'll just come look at your bike. at the
Yeah,
next
exactly.
race.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me. But like some people are super weird about that. And like in staging and stuff, like I'm like everyone's trying to take it serious and I'm just having a time. Like me and Bennett are just
Yeah.
like shooting the shit and staging, like not taking it very
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the only other guy in the staging that does that is like Austin Jones. So like me and him are always just like having a
Yeah,
hit at the
yeah.
staging and everyone's like just looking at us like what is going
Who
on?
are these
Yeah.
goofballs?
Who are you guys? But I feel like I do better when you're not taking it so seriously.
Is there like any gnarly amateur stories you got, like with like crazy dads or crazy kids that used to race? Like this made me think of this one story with like Ryan Miller racing Lethbridge Arena Cross back when we were on Super Minis, and somebody split his brakes and he went
Oh.
plowing into the
No
first
way.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody split his brake pads and he just went flying into the first corner.
Jeez.
The only thing that reminded me of is my brother's loosening my front wheel off my bicycle. But no, like the only crazy things I ever had through amateurs, like because like I said, like I was always just like in that bubble, so no one was really ever too worried about me.
Mhm.
But I remember I went and raced in the States and like I won minios in like the C class, and then I like won Baja and stuff, and I was like fully a junior in Canada, and first of all, I remember I won the championship at Minios, and Galdi called me a sandbagger after I was a junior all year. But and then some parents were
That
like,
doesn't sound like Galdi.
no, no, we're Galdi likes me now. But like all the parents were trying to like protest me, saying that I was like a pro in Canada,
Yeah.
and like I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm fully like I was like 14, like like I was just a big kid on a 250, like yeah, like I started riding 250s when I was like 13 turning 14.
Yeah.
So I was just a big kid. But yeah, no, that's the only really crazy thing I had. We always raced like MMRS. There was this series called MMRS at home, and it was like just as gnarly because like CMRC was what the ammo was at the time. And it was like just as gnarly. Like, it was the same people, like just as fast, but it was super chill. Like no one protested, nothing like that. So like that's kind of what I grew up racing. So there was never any problems.
Did they? That was the series that had like the big payout for a pro race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
Madoff.
year.
Made
Madoff.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It was
dude,
always after Walton,
sick.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the weekend after. It was sick, man. They had some sick tracks, and like that's what I grew up racing. Like they had this track called Mucko. I don't know if you guys ever went there.
Oh yeah, I've
Dude,
heard
it
of
was
it.
so sick. It was like a sand track, like on a hill, and like you're just like jumping up the hill, jumping down the hill. Like it was so sick.
Sweet.
Yeah, they had some sick tracks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, nothing too gnarly.
Nothing too gnarly.
No,
Who do you hate racing the most now?
who I hate racing.
Keelan's trying to get you.
I know,
with
right?
somebody. You know, he's
He's gonna be a top dog this year. He needs a fire under his butt.
honestly, I never liked racing Mackay, but he's in 450 now, so it doesn't matter. But I never liked racing him. I would always be nervous around him. I like got stuck in his wheel last year, and it wasn't a good outcome of me getting stuck in his wheel. And then like ever since then, I feel like we're rivals.
Yeah.
But
Fuck
like
the French. Man. Fuck the French.
But no, I don't know. I don't really like hate racing anyone. Like it's pretty like no one's really shitty racers. Like
Yeah.
us like top 10 guys, like no one's really a dick out there. Like
you haven't
We're
raced
all-
Keelan too much.
well, I know. Well, I raced Super Saturdays this year and I was like, who the hell's this guy? He's a dick.
Yeah, I'm getting slower, so I just hit people
Yeah.
now. It's like my only backup plan.
You just
So-
whole shot and block.
Yeah. Benoit was pretty gnarly to race this year. He did not do
Yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah.
I remember he came and passed me at Walton and like fully just I was on the inside, he came from the outside and just like cut me off completely and I just slammed on the brakes, like gave me no room, which is like whatever. Like that's how it
is
goes.
Racing, yeah.
And I just like never raced him before. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
but yeah, that was like the only guy this year that I was like, huh, like
Was that the round you were like hanging on to third and then you ate shit? Or where was that?
this year?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought there was a
Probably-
round where you were
probably
like,
Calgary?
oh, I thought there was a round where you were like third and then it just all went to shit.
Oh, that was Kamloops. I was violent.
Oh,
I was
yes.
violently sick at Kamloops, and I like first moto. I came from like 15th, caught up to Harrison, who was third, crashed, went back to like 10th, caught back up to Harrison.
Yeah,
who
you
was
were on
third.
a tear.
And then I
remember
like
that.
almost passed him, and then I couldn't pass him. We like ran out of time. And then second moto, I was just like
Just spent.
literally sitting on the line, just like fuck. And then I was like sitting in third. I like got into third, and I was just like, usually when you get into third or whatever, you're like, all right,
Yeah.
let's go. And
Yeah.
I was just like sitting there, just like riding, just brainlessly, and then crashed, and
Yeah.
it was just like fell apart.
Yeah, didn't you hang on to third?
Yeah, like I was
That's
third for like most of the moto, and I
Then
didn't even
Benoit got you.
know. Like I didn't even know I was in third. And
Really?
then I fucking wadded myself, like, because I just like came into a rut, and there was like a lapper there, and I just like didn't know what to do, so I just fell. Like my brain was just like not working, and then I was healthy for Calgary and was battling for third, and then finger. Yeah, the fucking finger.
Fuck, the finger.
Yeah, but I still never finished out of the top 5 with my finger.
That's sweet.
Yeah,
That's pretty
solid.
sick.
That was a good stat that I had this year.
Dead
was-
finger flapping in your glove.
Finger
and you're
flapping,
still-
top 5s.
Finger-
It was so
Top five.
frustrating to ride with. Fuck.
What's the goal now?
Just be a podium guy. I definitely want to win, but I think the first goal is just be a podium guy.
If you could
every
consistently be a podium guy for a year, and
Yeah,
then
you
you
can
take the
win.
next step.
That's what
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't want to come in thinking I'm gonna win and then
Oh,
Yeah, you
can
gotta be
go
realistic,
you-
yeah.
you
you
know,
gotta
you
be
could
realistic.
try to go challenge for a moto win here and
Exactly.
there, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly. Like go to Gopher and
Yeah.
somewhere you're really comfortable.
Yeah.
Like maybe.
Just
Yeah.
let the weekend happen.
Yeah,
There's going to
yeah.
be that weekend where your
Yeah.
guys are crashing out
Yeah,
and stuff. Just
exactly.
let it come to you instead
Yeah.
of
But no, I just want to
being
be a
one of
podium
those
guy.
guys.
How much are you willing to hang it out to win though?
Dude, that's the thing. I
Like if it's in reach, are you just gonna put your life on the line? Like you did for Marco that one year where I was like, holy crap.
yeah,
this
like
guy's
if you
gonna die.
think that's putting it on the line, then yeah, because like people say I get sketchy and I don't feel sketchy.
Okay, well that's
Like,
good. I
that's
thought
I know the
that's the
feeling,
thing.
yeah.
Like that moto with Marco, I felt
you were good.
good. Like that whole moto, like that fucking.
Yeah.
That was the only moment in that moto where I was like, uh-oh. And then
Yeah.
other than that though, like I was fully like sending it and stuff and like totally fine. Like I it's rare that I feel out of control.
Hmm.
So
So what like
but that's also like maybe like not a good thing. Like I feel like someone like Piccolo, like he can get out of control
yeah, he gets
for the
loose.
win. Like, you know what I mean? Like he can black out and go. I can't like black out. Like I'm always kind of in control.
That's like
I
I
wanna
think
s-
that's how you like. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I want to see him black out.
Me.
Yeah, I want to see you black out.
Well, like I don't know, man. It's like that Gopher was a blackout. That was like a blackout.
I feel like you need Mitch beside you on the line. Just be like, buddy.
My brother.
Yeah, just go for it. Buddy.
I don't
Just
know.
go for a retake, just send it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like I just like never get like I'm in good enough shape that I just like I feel like the only time that happens is when you're fatigued and then you get into a moment like that and you're like, fuck it, I'm going. But I've never like other than Kamloops this year where I was sick, like I've never been in like a point where I couldn't go because of my fitness.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like a big reason of it is like I'm in good enough shape that I can just go the speed I want to go without brain farting.
Well, I feel like that's how you like kind of build. It's like you just keep building and
Yeah.
building, and rather than just like trying to be a retard and winning one moto and
Yeah.
then crashing out to the next.
Exactly.
moto.
Yeah. Like I don't crash often, but like when I do crash, like it's usually a pretty big crash. But yeah, like that's I don't know. I guess we'll have to see if I'm battling for a win if I can.
If
If it's there, and there's 2 laps to go.
Yeah.
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 When that 2-lap board comes out, I do black out a little bit. That's yeah, it happens a little bit. I've legit blacked out one time, like fucking got heat exhaustion at Sandley 2019,
Oh,
And
yeah.
blacked out. Don't remember half the race, but
Dude.
finished. Came off puking.
That weekend sucked.
That was crazy.
They
was
shortened the
brutal.
motos, didn't they?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Was that
It
the infamous
violently hot.
Phil Nicoletti, Alessi?
Yes,
weekend?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
Yes.
And
that was gnarly.
no, that wasn't the weekend where
Phil landed on Dylan or vice
That was the
versa.
next year.
That was the next year. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy year. 2019 was wild.
It was. And that was like my first year like doing good, like getting to the top 10s and stuff. And it was like a gnarly year. Like the class was like gnarly that year. And that was like my first year being like, oh shit, I guess I can kind of do this.
That's your JP one, right?
Yeah, it was like Pettis, T-Dags, Rensland, like Marco, Tanner, not Dylan. Dylan was 450, I believe.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. There was more guys. There was like a bunch of gnarly dudes. Because that was the year that they did the trading cards at Walton.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And my mom made like the top 10 of 450 and the top 10 of 250 for the traded cards, and I like have it in my room. And like every guy is like a gnarly dude.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And then I'm like the last 250 guy because I got 10th.
Nice.
Yeah. Because
Wait.
you're on there.
I'm on there.
Yeah, you're on my room, man. You're in my room.
That kind of warmed my heart. The best part of my day. Right?
You're in my room, man.
Nice.
Yeah. I think you're in our garage too. Like, have you seen our garage recently?
No.
Oh my God. My dad like loves stickers, and like
Yeah.
every sticker that he's collected over the years of like, cause every time someone comes to our house, he's like, give us a sticker, give us a sticker. And like his garage is littered with it. Like I'm pretty sure you're there a couple times.
Just like mini plates and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
We have like a picnic table, and the entire top of the picnic table, there's not a single spot that doesn't have a sticker on it. It's funny. And it's all just moto related, like all just our buddies and stuff.
Yeah.
It's sick.
That's sweet.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Good vibes. How?
Yeah.
What's our time at?
I feel like we just started.
45.
145.
Yeah.
45.
Damn. This is, I like doing it this way. This is way better. I've done podcasts, like I was telling them, like over the phone. It's just not the same.
No, you just we're just hanging out.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not even talking about anything specific.
No.
We're just hanging.
Yeah, it is sweet.
That's what we like to do. It's fun.
No, I'm glad you guys invited me. This is
Yeah,
sick.
for sure.
Yeah, thanks for coming, dude.
Like, yeah, of course.
So oh fuck, what's the vibe for this weekend? Wins? Are we blacking
Yeah.
out?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm going for the blackout this weekend.
Black
Especially after
Chan
this.
over
Yeah. No, I I had a really good Calgary last year. I podiumed every race last year in Calgary.
Yeah, dude, you freaking kicked my ass. That
and
weekend sucked.
yeah, I want to win this weekend. Especially like last weekend I battled with Harrison in that one heat race, and I just need to get a start. I think I can win.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to dominate, but I think I can get a win under there.
I think you should dominate.
I'm going to try.
Claim it right
Yeah.
here, even though this isn't getting released till after.
Yeah, yeah, this is it.
You look like a genius.
Yeah. And if I don't win, then
Well, we can
we
edit
cut that
it
part
out,
out. Yeah. No, I want to, and I want to like. I'd like to get like Man Luck a win, like something like that.
Yeah.
Like before
Oh,
I leave.
thank
Like
you, yeah.
they've done a lot for me. Like they've kind of taken me through my entire professional career. So, yeah, I'd like to do a little something.
Yeah.
Get a win under my belt for them.
That'd be cool.
Because you've been there, or you've been with them since 19 or 20?
21. I did 2 years privateer.
Yeah, you're KTM, right?
Oh,
years
right.
privateer.
Yeah, I forgot about your
And then
KTM year.
The first year with Man Luck was like pretty much a privateer team. And then, well, it's not a factory team, but you know what I mean. Like we were out in my own trailer,
Yeah,
they were just
kinda
supplying me
patched
stuff.
together.
Yeah.
and then the next year is last year was like the rig and everything. Yep. So yeah, I've been through it with them. They're sick. So
Are
I
they
was like-
coming back next year?
I believe so. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Know who if they got anybody?
I would
lined up?
assume just the two guys, like
Yeah.
T and Zach from Zach.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good kid too.
Zach's coming.
Dude,
up.
Zach's an gnarly kid.
Yeah.
I like that kid a lot.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah.
I've liked him for a long time.
They
Love
were
his
like,
style.
yeah, dude, he has such sick style. And like,
Yeah.
he's just got to get out of his head. Like at Calgary Super Saturdays, like he was just battling with us. Like he was there. And then
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pro days is just not as there. But
Yeah. I think it's his
no.
confidence, but yeah,
Big
he's not-
time.
he's a super nice kid too.
dude, unreal. And
Yeah.
like when they were like saying, because I've never really had like a 250 teammate before, so like they were saying like I'm gonna have a teammate. I'm like, okay, we'll see how this is, kind of thing. And like, yeah, he's unreal. Like he was such a good teammate this year. And yeah, I hope they don't seek someone else. Like I hope they give him my
Yeah.
ride. Like
I think-
because I had like a better bike than him, better
I-
kind of deal than him, and I hope they give that to him because he's a
I think
good
he
dude.
I
deserves
think
it.
he's
Yeah.
solid. Like
Dude,
he
yeah.
could-
He didn't have many great. He had good finishes this year, but like he could have done a lot. better.
Yeah,
Like he's
Just
a
the
good
building.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, he needs a second year on
Absolutely.
On a Yamaha.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Came from KTM's. He like
Yeah,
he
it's a hard
he
switch.
didn't know how to like adjust his clutch. Like so like he just kept
Yeah.
frying clutches.
He's like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
Turn it, yeah.
What is
Yeah.
this little
Yeah.
ball?
Yeah. But yeah, no, he's a sick kid. So I hope they give him like kind of my deal that I had this year, and then yeah, T450, which is like solid. He just didn't ride this year with his arm. So yeah.
Right.
So yeah, hopefully that's what goes on. Yeah.
Cool.
Any plans for Supercross?
That's really up in the air
Yeah.
right now. I'd like to, but like it's my first time that I've had a contract for like racing motocross.
Yeah, like this is your actual
wanna-
job.
Yeah.
Prep for
So like I want to ride Supercross for like at least a month in Florida, like because I feel like just riding Supercross is so beneficial.
It just helps your overall skill.
But like legitimately going to race it might not do that. Just because it's like the risk of getting hurt, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Like they said that they'd like supply a bike or whatever, but like they're like we don't want to
Yeah.
help you through it completely, which makes sense. Like
yeah.
they're like, that's not our deal, which
Yeah.
makes sense. Like
They got a budget. They
yeah,
got to stick to and
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah. And then like I've thought about like reaching out to other teams for Supercross because they said they'd be comfortable with that. But then you ride maybe a different bike.
Yeah. I feel like, especially with Supercross, the risk is so high. If you're gonna
Exactly.
half-ass it, it's like almost
Exactly.
not worth
You
it.
gotta
when
go all in.
you still got time, like you can take your time to
Yeah.
build this year
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
build a foundation, and then
Yeah.
go kind of venture.
Well, yeah,
off.
like I did 3 rounds last year and like made all the night shows other than when I broke my wrist at Daytona in qualifying. I made all the night shows. So like this year I was like, yeah, I'm racing the full East Coast.
Yeah.
And then like next year. And then once this happened, I was like, I talked to like Luke and Cody, which are like my trainers still, and they were like, yeah, like I'd say just focus on trying to win a championship or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
just being in the running for it at least,
Yeah.
like focus on it.
Yeah.
Because I've never like had like the resources, like they want to send like, because like Fasciotti's our suspension guy, they want to like send him down and like test with us for a week and like
Yeah.
like
That's
properly do it.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you know, like
yeah.
last year in Florida, it was just like I was just pounding motos, like
Yeah.
didn't touch my sag, didn't touch my clickers, just pounding motos.
Yeah.
So I feel like a year of actually like building will be like really good.
Yeah, totally.
Well, and if you went a year of just dealing with the bike as it was,
Exactly. Yeah.
surely a year of having that with somebody who can help you adjust
Exactly.
the bike will be
Yeah.
so much.
Exactly. So I
Yeah.
feel like if he comes out there and I'm riding Supercross and I miss out on that like opportunity and stuff, that's just like just makes more sense to me to just stick to motocross.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely gonna. I already told Brett, like I was like, I want some Supercross suspension just to ride it, like
Yeah.
just to. It helps a lot.
You look disappointed.
I just, man, I was actually having a moment. I was like, fuck, I miss this.
Yeah, no, we'll see.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a smarter move for
You're in
me.
the thick
Yeah.
of it, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
is
oh,
good.
yeah.
this is
Yeah.
it. This is it. Yeah, I'm
It's
excited.
cool.
And that's the thing. It's like last year when I raced the Supercrosses, it was like I was racing with Man Luck, but it was kind of just like I'm racing. Like I was racing for them.
Yeah.
They'll support me through whatever. So like now it's just like we're hiring you to do this job.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
want to do that job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which you should.
Yeah.
There's-
So yeah, we'll
Well, like
see.
you said, if you can go down south, ride some Supercross to get the experience, different bike skill.
Yeah. Yeah,
change
because
it
like
up,
Dreamland
it's not
has, and that's a big thing too, is just changing it up. Like
Yeah.
not just pounding 35-minute
Yeah.
motos every single day. Supercross is way more fun and like way more playful and like you learn so much stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be like good thing to do. And it'll like I've never really ridden a Cowie before. So I feel like riding Supercross on a new bike will help me out a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
You're gonna go from Dreamland to this butt fuck track here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
You got
yeah.
everything in between.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
super excited like have a new bike and like learn a new bike and start from like a base because like I've always ridden Yamahas, so it's always just like they're good. This is what I ride. But
Yeah.
like now it's like I get to like figure it out from stock.
Yeah.
Like I was like I
yeah.
already told him I was like I want to just start at a stock bike
Yeah.
and just build my way up. Yeah.
You got smart.
Maybe not like stock everything, but like
Stock
stocks-
bars,
Ooh,
stock,
yeah.
stock chain.
Yeah, like I know what
Stock
bars.
tires,
Yeah,
yeah.
like, I
Got
know-
the 971.
yeah. But just start at a stock setting and
Just
like work
fold
my way
them
up.
off and dribble.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fun. But no, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited for next year. Big time.
That's sick, man.
Should be good.
Oh yeah.
Damn. Well, should we wrap her up?
Yeah, we
Wrap her
up.
we got to work tomorrow, don't we?
Oh yeah.
It's only Tuesday. Yeah.
You guys do that still?
So two-
Oh yeah.
I'm going to Beeline tomorrow.
Oh, so that's actually fun. Have you
Yeah.
been there before?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah. I'm
pretty fun.
pumped. I haven't been able to ride. I rode once before Medicine Hat because my bikes got flown out here, so I didn't ride from Gopher to Medicine Hat, and then I didn't ride from Medicine Hat to.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of tough to ride out here.
Yeah.
I was hoping the weather would stay good. 'cause
I know. I wanted to come out to your place.
Yeah, you would have loved it,
I
dude.
know.
It's so sick.
I know, but that's
Yeah,
how she goes.
I actually had like some local kid hit me up 2 days ago. He's
Really?
like, hey, is your track good? I was like, there's a fucking foot of snow on the ground.
Like no,
Dude, it's minus 10 now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm excited. Good. Should be a good weekend. You guys coming out?
No man, we're eloping to Mexico.
What?
Yeah, we're going to Mexico.
Shit, nice.
All of us.
Right on.
Yeah.
All of you.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going for a
Really?
wedding, yeah.
Yeah, everybody.
Oh, wedding. Okay, right on. Sick,
Yeah.
sick. I was like, just a random big trip.
Just a
Yeah.
random-
Yeah. Sick. Right on.
Post moto depression retreat.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the boys.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate
Yeah,
this.
thanks
This
for
was
coming
this
out.
was
Yeah, it's
sick.
fun.
Oh,
I had a fun time.
yeah.
Yeah, well, good luck this weekend and
Appreciate
black
it.
out hard.
Yeah.
I'll black out for you, just for you. I'll thank you on the podium.
We watching.
I'll
Is
say-
it still on Ride TV? Is that still what?
Yeah,
it's on?
yeah.
We'll be watching Ride.
I'll
TV.
say thanks to Bent Method. For
Yeah,
letting
usually
me
if
black
you get on
out.
the podium,
Yeah,
you have to.
I
Have
will.
to.
I will.
Have to.
Yes.
And where do we check out the vlogs?
They're called Quang's Vlogs. Just Quinn Amyotte on YouTube.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, boys.
Sick.
Man.
Right on.